Celtics by 10, down by 3, 9 seconds to go. Tatum into the front court. Tatum steps back away from Anunoby, 3 in the air.
Go.
Got it! Jason Tatum ties the game with 2.9 to go.
We did one thing before the game. We highlighted Jason Tatum on the biggest stage.
And the title defense season has come to an end. With 61 wins, the final one, a come-from-behind win over the Charlotte Hornets. The business of defending the title begins in earnest here next weekend. Well, for the moment, a very aptly named Fan Appreciation Day at the Garden. The final score in the final game, Boston 93, Charlotte 86. And why look back to the 82 games when what is about to happen is about to happen and is right in front of us? Because the season is destined to be unappreciated. The 82 games in which the Celtics, I said it a million times last year in 2024, Max, they checked every box. They did it again. And I think this 61-win season with a +9 scoring differential, the 5th best in franchise history, a franchise that has won 18 championships, and this was the 5th best season in franchise history, 4th best offense in NBA history, most threes ever made, that ridiculous run of road games in which they won 17 of 18 on the road, just the 7th time in the history of the league. That had happened, 19-2 following a win. All of these things, if this somehow goes wrong and the Celtics do not win the championship or don't get back to the finals, it'll all be erased. So if there's one last day to enjoy it, it's now.
Well, enjoy what you have. I mean, you think about winning the championship and what's in front of you. First things first. You got a game with an opponent right now that is qualified, a team right now that's playing hard, a team that fits up well with you. But I'm not fooling anybody when I say this is my opinion. The Boston Celtics, if they play their game, Orlando's in a lot of trouble.
And I think that's the obvious scenario, but here's what makes the matchup interesting. I just told you the Celtics set the NBA record for most threes. They also very nearly matched their own NBA record last year for allowing the fewest free throws. The Orlando Magic provide a fascinating corollary to that. You can shoot a decent percentage of threes against them, but you're not going to get the fewest three-pointers allowed and the most free throws for in the NBA. So the two things the Celtics do unbelievably well, Orlando actually can counter them. They have been an elite defensive team all year long. They expect to be that again. In November and December, we had this conversation. You and I do a bunch of interviews and podcasts outside the broadcast. And I was asked, who in the East would scare you as a Celtics fan? And to me, the answer wasn't Cleveland. It was before the injuries to Suggs and Mo Wagner. Orlando was the team that concerned me the most because how they were uniquely situated to guard the Celtics. And I think they are. I think the Celtics are going to have trouble scoring their 110 points a game. But Orlando is offensively challenged. And the Celtics, as an elite defensive team, because they knock down all the threes, because they have so many options, Boston does not get credit for being the elite defensive team that they are.
Well, here's the other thing I toss in that. Orlando has not really seen a lot of the full complement of the Celtics team. Tatum missed 2 of those games. The last game you think about playing, nobody played. So I just think that the Celtics right now, if they play again, and I'm looking, they got Jaylen Brown on the big screen, people are cheering. They want to just come out and play their game.
There's never been a regular season series that had less to do with what we're about to see than the 3-game season series between the Celtics and the Magic. All right, in Game 1, Max's Player to Bank On brought to you by Clinton Savings Bank. Pleased to announce Mary Dean as President and CEO. If you need a local bank that has all the conveniences of a larger bank, but with a personal touch, stop by and see how they go beyond banking or visit ClintonSavings.com. Member FDIC, DIF.
Well, if I had to talk about one person, why not Brown? Everybody's talked about his knee, what's it like, how he's going to be moving. Jaylen Brown would be the guy I would focus on.
Max's keys to Game 1, driven by your local New England Honda dealers. Contact your local New England Honda dealer for a great deal today.
If a team is challenged to score the basketball off the initial point of attack, how do they beat you? They beat you by getting second chance opportunities. But one more key I'll give you, if the Celtics must maintain and not turn the ball over.
Orlando dead last in the NBA in three-point shooting when they do score, and you saw them struggle to score against Atlanta, a bad defensive team in the play-in game, and they had long scoring droughts. They've got to get to the line and get to the line often in this series. Still to come on the Game 1 edition of Shaw's and Star Market. Celtics today, our conversation with Joe Missoula on this Easter Sunday. We'll take our trip around the NBA, including Minnesota's win last night in L.A. and a historic bludgeoning going on right now in Oklahoma City as the Thunder making their mark in game number 1, and they're leaving a mark on the head of the Memphis Grizzlies. We'll get you caught up on all that, but coming up next, Matt McCarthy has Sports Hub headlines. Red Sox over at Fenway going on here, part of that wraparound series with the Patriots Day morning game tomorrow and Marathon Monday. It's all leading to the Celtics and the Magic. What the Celtics hope will be a marathon playoff run begins right here, right now on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
The best place to get your basketball fix every weekday is Give and Go with Worldwide Wob, Rob Perez, and former NBA champion Antonio Daniels on NBA Radio.
If you got Steph, you got a chance.
Evan Mobley, his unicorn status is about to be unlocked.
They'll cover every story and talk to great guests across the association every afternoon.
NBA Hall of Famer Mike Breen.
Anything shy of certainly the finals would be a disappointment for the Celtics.
It's Give and Go, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app.
Hello, it's me, Katie Nolan, host of Casuals on the SiriusXM Podcast Network. It's a podcast for people who like sports a normal amount. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm joined by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment to break down our favorite news stories from the sports world and beyond. It really doesn't matter what level of sports fandom or knowledge you have, just bring what you've got. We're all here to have fun and learn together. No judgments. You can find Casuals on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Love you. Mean it.
The temperature is rising. The flowers are blooming. And Happy Radio is here to make your days even brighter. Playing nothing but feel-good hits to put a pep in your step. Listen to our collection of Happy Radio channels anytime at home with the SiriusXM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
For the best basketball talk every afternoon, don't miss Justin Termini and NBA legend Eddie Johnson on SiriusXM NBA Radio.
If you don't play as a team, you can't win.
They have too much talent, and now it's starting to show.
They're breaking down the top stories in the NBA and talking to the biggest names in the league.
It's Magic Johnson.
We've always been about winning championships.
Catch NBA Today with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 7 Eastern. Only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app. NBA Radio on SiriusXM is available on your connected devices. Listen at home anytime you want with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
Sports Hub Headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
The Celtics begin their title defense this afternoon. Game 1 against the Magic coming your way shortly. Thunder demolishing Memphis right now in the fourth quarter. Grandy and Max have much more on that coming up next. Red Sox out to a 4-2 lead on the White Sox in the seventh inning at Fenway Park. Willie Abreu has a 3-run homer. Stanley Cup playoff action, 3 game ones today. Hurricanes out to a quick 1-0 lead on the Devils early in the first. Senators take on the Maple Leafs tonight at 7. Vegas and Minnesota tonight at 10. And the Revs beat NYCFC 2-0 at Gillette last night. Headlines are brought to you by the McGovern Auto Group. Looking for a new ride? McGovern Automotive Group has 31 dealerships offering 26 brands to choose from and over 7,000 vehicles in stock and ready to go. Shop and save with McGovern Automotive online at McGovernAuto.com. I'm Matt McCarthy. Grandy and Max go around the NBA next on the BetMGM 98.5 The Sports Up.
Vehicles are simply made. Cadillac vehicles are made to be iconic, and whether that's being made to be vibrant in an all-electric Lyric, made to be epic in a luxurious Escalade, or made to be thrilling with the dynamic performance of CT4 and CT5, Cadillac is always made to be bold. This is Cedric Maxwell, and I can tell you that icons aren't just born, they're made. Visit your New England Cadillac dealer, the exclusive luxury vehicle of the 18-time world champion Boston Celtics. And me, Cedric Maxwell.
All roads start with golf. The daily commute, road trips, reunions, even tip-off at TD Garden. They all start with golf. While most focus on the destination, at golf, they focus on the journey. And with the Golf Pay app, Celtics fans can score savings like 5 cents off per gallon every day, along with a fast and convenient way to pay. Golf, the official fuel partner of the Boston Celtics. It all starts here. See app for details.
Take care of business with CSB, the bank that always makes you feel like their only customer. Visit CambridgeSavings.com or stop by a branch to start your relationship today. Member FDIC.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking cybersecurity must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Plus, ask how to get up to a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
Celtics and Magic getting set to go. We're closing in on game number 1 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Our trip around the NBA brought to you by your Boston area Chevrolet dealers. Get a closer look at Chevy's award-winning lineup at your New England Chevy dealers. Find exciting offers, too, on the powerful Silverado and the feature-packed all-new Equinox.
We know how good he is as a defender. Been made 173, shooting better than 41% from out there. Morant doubled. Dort hits the deck. Morant, tough shot. Well defended, Dort. Williams in the open floor. Goes through the lane. Puts it up and in.
Well, I bet my friend Dave Pasch was really excited about doing that quick back-to-back just to fly into Oklahoma City to be part of a near-historic beatdown in game number 1. OKC, the most dominant regular season team in NBA history, opens the playoffs with a 51-point win over Memphis in game 1. 131-80. The Grizzlies go 6 of 34 from three-point distance, and I can only wonder what Taylor Jenkins was thinking watching this game when they told him he wasn't good enough to coach that team.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things that happens, and they play well enough to get there, but to stay there.
By the way, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 4 for 13. 4 for 13 in that game, just 5 assists, 15 points, and OKC wins by 51.
Whew. Yeah. Well, your best player didn't do anything, and everybody else crushed him.
Speaking of my guy Dave Pasch, he was in Denver yesterday. Most people feel Clippers-Nuggets is going to be the best series in the opening round, and game 1 did not disappoint.
112-110, 0.9 seconds to go. Inbound to Jokic, and there's the Horde. The Nuggets battle back from 15 down and take game number 1 of round 1. Final today from Denver. Nuggets 112, Clippers 110.
Jason Kosnicki on the Nuggets radio network yesterday with that call. Indiana blows out Milwaukee. That game ended up a 19-point margin. Wasn't that close. But the story at Madison Square Garden was the Pistons had the Knicks right where they wanted them, and then all of a sudden, it was as if they realized, wait, this is the big giant stage here. It's a playoff game at Madison Square Garden. A 21-0 run turned that game around, and the Knicks on the other half of the Celtics bracket take game 1.
That is crazy to think how Detroit plays so well, and all of a sudden, boom. They just kind of just faded, and it's like all of a sudden a bright light hit them, and they were like, what's that coming, the train? Yep.
And the Lakers don't just get beat. They get knocked out by Minnesota in Game 1 in Los Angeles, 117-95. That's your trip around the NBA. Celtics, Magic, Game 1 is right ahead. We'll talk to Joe Missoula about it next on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
The first place to talk hoops every weekday morning is the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
Overrated? Do you watch the guy play? He's unstoppable.
They're breaking down all the latest from the association.
I think he's a baller, and I think people would give up assets to get a guy like that.
Along with some laughs.
Kevin Durant, you need to get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Reprimanding the fans for booing. It's like, come on, man.
The starting lineup, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern. Only on Sirius XM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
The NFL Draft is coming, and the place for the latest information is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This guy's decision-making is impressive.
Our experts will tell you what your team needs.
They've got to get better around Geno Smith.
And which players will make an impact.
Cleveland, they might already say the number one's going to be Ward, so we got to be prepared. Who do we like it to the most?
SiriusXM NFL Radio gets you ready for the NFL Draft on Channel 88 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
Hear every game of the NBA playoffs on SiriusXM.
He's going to fire up a three for the win, and he hit it!
Don't miss a second of the action all the way through the NBA Finals.
Tatum has to force a three at the buzzer, and he got it!
And throughout the playoffs, get closer to the storylines that matter on NBA Radio, Channel 86.
There are certain guys that you need to be a part of your roster to win NBA championships.
Listen to home and away broadcasts of every NBA playoff game on your radio and the SiriusXM app.
The best place to get your basketball fix every weekday is Give and Go with Worldwide Wob, Rob Perez, and former NBA champion Antonio Daniels on NBA Radio.
If you got Steph, you got a chance.
Evan Mobley, his unicorn status is about to be unlocked.
They'll cover every story and talk to great guests across the association every afternoon.
NBA Hall of Famer Mike Breen.
Anything shy of certainly the finals would be a disappointment for the Celtics.
It's Give and Go, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app.
Hey, this is Brian Geltzeiler. Wake up early with me in 2007 NBA Coach of the Year Sam Mitchell every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern as we break down everything NBA on Channel 86.
The Joe Missoula interview is brought to you by Star Market. Check out the Star Market app, earn rewards, and save on your groceries and gas with Star Market for you. Download the Star Market app today. Back to Grandy and the coach at the Garden.
All right, Matt, thank you. Joe, the new NBA, it occurs to me the way the season is broken up now, is basically a series of steeplechases. First to the NBA Cup, then there's a big break. Then to the All-Star break, and there's sort of another week there. And then a scramble to the end of the regular season, and then another week. You talked yesterday about how you structured the week. I thought it was pretty interesting in terms of doing what you wanted to do for yourself and then eventually gradually shifting it more towards the Magic.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's just as much about the DNA of your team, your execution on both ends of the floor, also the challenges and strengths that your opponent presents, and the Magic present a fair amount of those. So it's important that you go into every series. I think game one, you kind of test everyone's expectations and preparation for the club. What are the matchups? What are the coverages? What are the conflict? What are the sub-patterns? What are the themes to the ATO and all those things? And, you're processing a bunch of information in game one. And, so we'll see that tonight. But every game takes on a life of its own. I think, you have to go in with an open mind.
I was going to say, has that been your experience now? You've coached in a lot of these series where game one probably gives you the most information.
Again, it does, I think. But it also, I think the league is becoming so versatile, with lineups and with depth and stuff. You take a look at it's one of the biggest strengths, and it was important for us to develop this, is the ability to go to different things. And so you kind of saw that in the Knicks game yesterday, where a double big lineup lurked at the end of the second quarter, and then they went to a completely different lineup and went on a 21-0 run. And so I think it's more about having a group of guys ready to impact winning on both ends of the floor, and giving what the game asks for, what the game needs throughout, and being ready to do that over and over again.
Does that mean you were actually watching games yesterday?
Yeah, I like watching the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
So that it changes then.
Yeah.
I just assumed because your kids didn't want anything to do with you anymore now that you got a teenager that you just had more time on your hands. You had 82 games. Trust me, I know. 6.5 months with this group. Did you accomplish what you wanted to accomplish in that time, whether it's number of wins, offensive, defensive ranks, or just the intentionality to get better every day? Do you feel like you accomplished what you had set out to for the 6.5 months?
Up until this point right now as we speak, yeah, I think we accomplished exactly what we needed to. We're healthy. We're a well-balanced team. We're top 5 in both offense and defense. We handled success as well as we handled short-term success as well as short-term failure. We're open-minded to the things that we need to get better at in the present moment and in the future. A level of connection and togetherness and understanding the guy next to us impacts us. And then, ready to play, and you never know how game one's going to go, you never know how a series is going to go, but up until this point, the biggest thing I like about our guys is there's no sense of entitlement. Just because you've done something doesn't guarantee something in the future. And I think our guys have really been open-minded to you have to earn it every day, and we have another opportunity to do that.
Yesterday was the return of something I hadn't heard in a while, which is the "What have you learned since your first year?" type question. I picked up on that. But of all of the things, I thought what was interesting is that just the fact that today, even if there's more information to be gleaned, that the concept that really, in a lot of ways, this is just game 83.
It is, and I said it a few times, and there's no difference. There's no difference into the foundational, non-negotiable principle things that go into winning a playoff game as opposed to a regular season game as a preseason game. If you treat all of them the same, as far as the process and the things that go into winning, and so again, every game takes on a life of its own, every series takes on a life of its own. But if you don't do the intangibles, if you get blinded by all the other stuff, it doesn't give you the best chance to win over the course of a 7-game series. And so we're ready and open-minded to go to what makes the most sense. But we got to start with the things that matter most. And with this team, it's taking care of the basketball, making sure we don't have turnovers. It's keeping them off the free throw line. They got 2 guys that are just amazing at getting to the free throw line. And it's winning the rebounding war. And the team that gets the most shots has the best chance to win. We got to fight to do that. I think a lot of people have a pretty good sense of where Orlando is really good and where they've just been sort of middle of the pack. But in a season series that couldn't have any less to do with what's about to happen here, what was the body of work that you and the staff consider when it comes to Orlando? Obviously, we saw them last week. In the last 4 or 5 weeks, they've played some of their best basketball since the opening weeks of the season. What do you take into consideration when preparing for the team you're about to see now? To me, it's the DNA, right? They test the margins on a nightly basis. Turnovers, rebounding, free throws. They test those things. And then they have a ton of versatility. I mean, they can go Carter at the 5. They can go Isaac at the 5. They can go Carter and Isaac together. Cole Anthony is, in charge of the second unit and doing a great job at it. And they're shooting with, obviously, KCP's veteran leadership in Houston. And then you have Banchero and Wagner. So they have a ton of versatility. But at the end of the day, it comes down to they're a high-level physical team on both ends of the floor, and we have to be able to exceed that.
Happy Easter. I imagine this was a kind of big day when you were a kid.
It's a big day now.
I mean,
I think a bigger day is seeing that, as a kid, your parents pass this, your faith on to you, and it's your job. I take it as my job to pass it on to, my kids. And, my wife and I share special moments of that. The family does. So I think it's a kind of full circle moment to when you see your kids doing it for you, and then you do it for your kids. And, it's a good day. Whatever happens today was supposed to happen, I'll tell you that. If there's ever a day.
Well played. Game 1 is next on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
Boston, 26.2 miles of pure grit, just like your engine, pushing its limits. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, fast, reliable, just like a well-oiled machine, will keep you running smoothly. Whether you're conquering Heartbreak Hill or tackling the daily commute, the team at Valvoline Instant Oil Change has your back. Get in, get out, get back on the road within 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, because life's a marathon, not a sprint. The official oil change of keeping Boston moving.
Ready to advance your career? Get started this summer with UMass Lowell. Learn from incredible faculty. Benefit from incredible affordability. Begin May 19th at UMass Lowell, online or on campus.
The Piantadosi Baking Company is a local fourth-generation family bakery providing bread to New England's restaurants for over 100 years. You can find their famous Hearth French bread, rolls, and subs at your local supermarket. And be sure to try their new sourdough batard, hearth-baked with signature sourdough starter. The Piantadosi Baking Company.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop-beep-bop, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
It is an accepted truism. The sequel is never as good as the original. The Celtics began defense of their dominant 18th batter The result was a season that very nearly matched it. Tatum will keep the dribble alive. 2 seconds. Tatum has to force a three at the buzzer, and he got it! Of course he did! The play was breaking down around him. The game was breaking down around the Celtics all night long. So Jason Tatum just decided to end the suspense right now. A fall-away three to win it in overtime at the buzzer.
I said you can't give a second chance at it. You did. That doesn't happen in life. You get one shot and you're gone. This time steps back, fall-away jump shot, and it went bananas.
Tatum. Down behind the back bounce pass again. Porzingis again. The three is good. Welcome home. Well, Porzingis lit up the crowd in Game 1 of the Finals when he came back. 15 years ago in this building, the Celtics defeated the Orlando Magic to advance to the NBA Finals. The franchises have gone in different directions since. For Boston, 19 series wins. Orlando, none. For Boston, a world title defense that begins today. For Orlando, a chance to start that climb up the mountain by knocking off the team on top of it. The title defense begins in earnest for the Celtics in Game 1 with the Orlando Magic. Next.
This is Boston Celtics basketball.
The 1957 season is over. The Celtics are the world champions.
The Celtics are brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks and presenting sponsor of the Celtics Radio Network. Please bet responsibly. Amica Insurance, your New England Ford dealers, UMass Lowell, Cambridge Savings Bank, Comcast Business, Bosch Tools, Kelly's Roast Beef, Catches Law, and by Ticketmaster.
The ball game is over. The Celtics have won the world championship.
Also brought to you by Clinton Savings Bank, your New England Chevy dealers, Live Nation, Gulf Oil, Charles D. Sheehy, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, VA New England, FindMassMoney.gov, and by Town Fair Tire.
The Boston Celtics have won the world championship for the 15th time.
By Shaw's and Star Market, your New England Honda dealers, Corona, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Ram, Northeastern DeMoore McKim School of Business, Piantadosi Baking Company, your New England Cadillac dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
It is Banner 17. The mission statement is mission accomplished. It is Banner 18. The mission demanded is mission accomplished.
Now, here's Sean Granty and Cedric Maxwell.
At the start of the chase for Banner 19, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Welcome into TD Garden on a Sunday afternoon where so many moments in Celtics history and NBA history have played out at this exact longitude and latitude on days just like this. Starting lineups brought to you by Amica Insurance. Celtics playoff coverage presented by Amica, the exclusive auto, home, and life insurance partner of the Celtics as the team defends its title. Visit Amica.com today to learn more about Amica's award-winning service. Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero, they will be the A and the B for Orlando in the front court with Wendell Carter. Corey Joseph starts in front of Cole Anthony. Contavious Caldwell-Pope, two-time NBA champion, at the off-guard spot. Celtics in Game 1 will sound like this.
Derek White, University of Colorado.
Drew Holiday, UCLA. Jaylen Brown, California Berkeley.
Jason Tatum, Duke University. Kristaps Porzingis, Baloncesto Sevilla.
Haven't had those starting five all together against Orlando this year, that's for sure. Opening tip brought to you by Gulf Oil. You can score 5 cents off per gallon with GoPay. Download the GoPay app today for the fast and convenient way to pay at the pump. Go proud to be the official fuel partner of the Boston Celtics. See app for details. Celtics in the home white, as they should be, on their home floor. Green letters and numbers, they will go left to right in the first half. Orlando wearing the navy blue uniforms with the white letters and numbers, they will go right to left. Kristaps Porzingis will jump it up against Wendell Carter. Porzingis wins it back to Derek White and let the title defense begin. Derek White into the front court, high left-hand dribble. Carter comes out to pick him up. They don't want you to shoot threes. The Magic don't, but Jaylen Brown will to begin the game. Misses from the corner, and Banchero grabs the rebound. Paolo Banchero, his last playoff game was a monster. The Game 7 loss in Cleveland last year. Remember, these teams could have met last year in the second round. But the Cavs won that Game 7. Here's Banchero pounding Drew Holiday. Turning, fading baseline, 12 feet away. Bounces out, offensive rebound. Wendell Carter, pump fake on the putback. Misses it, and Porzingis grabs the rebound. Celtics stayed disciplined and did not foul. Jason Tatum drives on Banchero, muscles it up with the left hand. It will not go for him, and the rebound belongs to Wendell Carter.
Almost went down with that.
He was off balance. Drew Holiday almost gets to the passing lane. Corey Joseph The veteran will run the point here with Jalen Suggs out. Ball moved to Carter, looking to hand off to Franz Wagner. Finds him. Derek White goes under the screen, so Wagner steps back behind the line. His three is no good. And the rebound for Jaylen Brown.
Keep that glass clean.
Derek White, bounce pass lead for Jason Tatum. Long cross court gives Drew Holiday a pretty good look at a three, but it's no good. The rebound out of bounds. Nope, Carter saved it. Into the hands of Franz Wagner. Wagner driving past Jaylen Brown, scoops it off the window and in, and Orlando scores first.
Missed Porzingis at least 3 times so far.
Jaylen Brown moving behind the Holiday screen, attacks Joseph, and at the last second there's a bounce pass out to the corner. We knew it was a bad one. Wagner gets in the passing lane and picks it off. Jaylen Brown turns it over. Here's Banchero. Accelerating into Jaylen Brown. He overruns his dribble, and Derek White bounces on a loose ball. His first playoff steal. Derek White attacks, flips it up and in to tie it.
Man, quick hands. Derek White and Jaylen Brown. You want to see what he does on the defensive end just as much as offensively.
Corey Joseph on the left side, moves it to Banchero. Derek White now will try Banchero. He drives, spins, goes off the window and in.
That's at 260 pounds. That dude's a load.
Number 1 pick in the draft, works out with Jason Tatum in the offseason. A couple of dookies. It's the first real touch from Porzingis, but he's going to hand it to Tatum. He'll try the left side window. Carter in front of him. Bounce past Porzingis. Top of the circle against Banchero. A couple of pump fakes. Steps to his left. 18 feet swish.
But I love to see him get in that position of knocking down shots. I love him ISO like that.
Corey Joseph moves into the corner. Xavier Caldwell-Pope finds Carter. Left side three is no good. Rebound belongs to Tatum. Who is going to be able to knock down threes for Orlando? We're tied at 4, nearly 3 minutes in. Porzingis bounce past Tatum against Caldwell-Pope. Tatum, jab step, now the left-hand dribble, spins, rises into contact, and draws the foul.
That's the way you can get hurt there. That time that just grabbed him and ripped at his arm, and you pulled him down. Very dangerous play. So when I see Tatum attacking the rim, not falling away from it, I think he's being that much more aggressive.
3 of the Celtics' lowest totals in three-point attempts game against Orlando this year, which is partially, as Tatum misses the first free throw, partially the way Orlando plays, and then partially the personnel that was available in those games. Remember, Celtics lost 2 out of 3 to Orlando. They lost both games in Central Florida, but Jason Tatum didn't play in either. He was the late scratch on December 23rd, and the Celtics rested everybody in the game there last week. Tatum misses both free throws. An inauspicious start. Corey Joseph out of by Jaylen Brown. Moves to Wendell Carter, lobs it down low. Banchero catches in the paint. Got a couple of guys on him. Derek White slaps it away out of bounds. Orlando will keep it with 10 to shoot.
For those 2 guards, are so pesky. You know, when you think about what White brings to the table and you have Holiday, boy, they are a nerve-wracking group.
Tie score is 4. It's the way Orlando wants to play. Low scoring here. Franz Wagner. Long kick out into the corner. Caldwell-Pope steps to his left. Takes the long 2. It is no good late in the shot clock. Tatum deflects the rebound, but Wagner will get to it. Wagner steps away from Derek White. Launches a left side 3. That is no good. Rebound. Tatum deflects it into the corner. And Porzingis has got it. And Orlando dead last in the NBA in three-point shooting. This is their first 4 here in game 1. Tatum straight away against Wendell Carter. Moves into the corner, caught there by Jaylen Brown. He's going to attack Joseph, then kick to the far corner where Derek White is waiting for 3.
Making that extra read and extra look.
First lead for the Celtics, up 7-4. Corey Joseph floats into Banchero. Banchero driving baseline, pass through Holiday, floats it up, blocked by Porzingis into the hands of Holiday.
Last line of defense.
Jaylen Brown drives into Wagner. Wagner sticks the leg out, trips up Jaylen Brown, commits the foul. That looked dangerous when it happened. Jaylen will get free throws.
Oh, especially talking about a guy with a hip injury, you hitting down like that on that floor, there is no give. Remember, there's no ice in this building anymore under this floor.
Hard to remember the last time the Bruins were out before the playoffs. It always makes it a logistically difficult weekend. Side out of bounds, in safe for the Jaylen against Banchero. Now Wendell Carter comes out to pick him up. Jaylen Brown moving to his right. Into the shot clock. Jaylen switches to the left hand. Coming strong. Swoops it off the window and in.
Jaylen said he got fouled. This time a little left-hand scooper drove by his man quickly.
Celtics have scored 7 straight. They lead 9-4.
So much for him not moving well.
Could be the new haircut, too. It's more aerodynamic. Corey Joseph for Wagner. You don't realize how big Franz Wagner is until you see him towering over Tatum and Brown. Wagner, long cross court. Joseph doesn't want the look. Instead, he's going to drive and kick back to Wagner. Wagner takes a couple of steps in on Tatum. Throws out towards Banchero. His three at the shot clock buzzer is good. None of these guys shot the three well. Von Wagner, not Banchero, not Carter, certainly. 9-7 Boston by 2. Holiday lobs for Jaylen Brown. Baseline extended against Joseph. One dribble, double team comes from Banchero. Jaylen gets rid of it to Drew Holiday. Holiday steps past Franz Wagner, stumbles in the paint, kicks to the far corner for another Derek White three. This one rims out, and the rebound belongs to Banchero.
We'll just take the layup then.
Holiday dogging Banchero in the backcourt. He's able to shovel it ahead barely to Joseph to beat the 8 seconds. Wendell Carter, bounce pass for Wagner. Top of the circle. Porzingis comes out to challenge. Wagner starts his drive, bumps into Porzingis, lost the basketball. Here comes Holiday the other way. Shovel pass for Porzingis coming strong. Scoops it up, no good, but he got hit on the way in. And Porzingis will get free throws when we return. 5:40 gone by. Opening quarter of Game 1. Boston 9, Orlando 7. On the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
The first place to talk hoops every weekday morning is the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
Overrated? Do you watch the guy play? He's unstoppable.
They're breaking down all the latest from the association.
I think he's a baller, and I think people would give up assets to get a guy like that.
Along with some laughs.
Kevin Durant, you need to get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Reprimanding the fans for booing. It's like, come on, man.
The starting lineup, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern. Only on SiriusXM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SiriusXM app.
Hello, it's me, Katie Nolan, host of Casuals on the SiriusXM Podcast Network. It's a podcast for people who like sports a normal amount. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm joined by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment to break down our favorite news stories from the sports world and beyond. It really doesn't matter what level of sports fandom or knowledge you have, just bring what you've got. We're all here to have fun and learn together. No judgments. You can find Casuals on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Love you. Mean it.
Celebrate the spirit of Easter on SiriusXM. Hear masses throughout the week on the Catholic Channel, including Easter Mass from Rome, New York, Los Angeles, and Washington, D.C. Embrace the promise of hope on Good Friday and Easter Sunday on Joel Osteen Radio.
You are full of resurrection power.
And celebrate the life of Jesus on the Billy Graham Channel. Plus, hear exclusive interviews, performances, and music for the occasion on the SiriusXM app. Just search Easter.
For the best basketball talk every afternoon, don't miss Justin Termini and NBA legend Eddie Johnson on SiriusXM NBA Radio.
If you don't play as a team, you can't win.
They have too much talent, and now it's starting to show.
They're breaking down the top stories in the NBA and talking to the biggest names in the league.
It's Magic Johnson.
We've always been about winning championships.
Catch NBA Today with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 7 Eastern. Only on NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SiriusXM app.
Celtics up by 2 midway through the first time out of the game, brought to you by Ramp. Don't take a time out from your day to do your expenses. Do what over 30,000 customers have done and switch your business to Ramp. Learn more at ramp.com/hub.
Well, what I like so far is watching Jaylen move. And I see him with some quick steps, hit the floor one time, but doesn't seem to have that limp that you and I we saw when he was playing before. Porzingis running the floor, and you see maybe a little nerves right now. Tatum missing 2 free throws. It happens. I don't care who you are in these games. You can have a case of the jips or yips.
What about the adrenaline here for Orlando? They're not new to the playoffs. They played a 7-game series last year. I think this was, if you had said at the start of the year they would have to play Boston in the first round, that would be considered a disappointment. But obviously injury after injury, Banchero, then Franz Wagner, then the 2 injured, lost for the year guys, and Jalen Suggs and Mo Wagner. But they recovered really nicely, and I think, to me, worst case scenario here, Orlando loses in the first round, but this is something that they can build on. I'll give you an interesting comparison I've heard bandied around about this year for Orlando is almost like the 2021 season for Tatum and Brown. When they had the setback, it was the COVID year. They ended up as a 500 team. They lost in the first round to a Brooklyn team that was much better. But the pieces were in place for them to take the next step forward. And they took 3 steps forward the next year.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. And I think you start looking at their coaching situation, start looking at the players who are there. I think you feel real good about them if you are an Orlando fan. Wagner comes back, the other Brute brother, he comes back, and you're only going to get, I guess you look at all the other players just getting better over there, especially that Banchero.
He's legit. He's going to be a big-time player. Porzingis gets the free throws. 11-7, Boston by 4. Franz Wagner, great move. Porzingis thought he was going to go right, and Wagner, who never uses that left hand, went left and scored. 11-9. Jaylen Brown coming strong the other way, goes off the window and gets the bounce as he goes tumbling to the ground. 13-9. Jaylen has looked good here in the first 6 minutes. First substitution, Anthony Black gets the first call for Corey Joseph off the Orlando bench. Ball in the hands of Franz Wagner. Wendell Carter sets a high screen. Franz Wagner strong down the right side. Throws to the corner. Caldwell Pope fakes the 3 on Tatum. It's not there. So we'll find Franz Wagner, who hesitates, then takes the 3 and makes it over Porzingis.
Well, what you see, though, so far is you don't see any fear.
13-12. Boston by 1. Derek White for Jason Tatum straight away. Franz Wagner comes out to challenge. Tatum in the logo. Porzingis sets the high screen. Now it's Carter on the switch guarding Tatum. Tatum switches to the right hand. Now a nasty step back at a straightaway 3. Not a chance. It bounces out. And the rebound for Banchero. That was Tatum taking himself out of rhythm. Banchero drops back to Caldwell Pope. Moves to the left side. Anthony Black. Holiday on him, so Wagner comes to get it. Shot clock down to 10. 5 minutes remaining first quarter. Bad pass. Misses Black, and Jaylen Brown has the steal. Goes the distance. Drop for the trailer. Holiday. His flip shot blocked, but Jaylen has the offensive rebound. They'll throw back out to Porzingis. Hand to Derek White. Trail 3. Got it.
That's a little mustard on the hot dog there with that pass.
Offensive foul. Wendell Carter picks off Jaylen Brown, sets a moving screen. Celtics get the trail 3 from Derek White, and then an offensive foul turnover, a 4-point lead on the ball.
Well, if you thought Jaylen was hurt, the between the leg pass coming down, I think that was something.
Jaylen saw that coming, and basically because Carter wasn't set, Jaylen almost deliberately backed into him, knowing he was going to get the call. That was a smart play.
He did deliberately go into that because his feet weren't set.
Hauser, Cornette, and Horford are the first 3 off the Boston bench. They all come in at the same time with Holiday and Tatum. 4.5 to go in the first quarter. Boston by 4. Tatum bounce pass for Sam Hauser. Lead for Cornette. Return to Hauser on the wing and hand to Drew Holiday. Holiday left-hand dribble, turns the corner on Caldwell Pope. Back to his right. He fumbled it out of bounds. Holiday turns it over.
Well, they already had that ball in his hand. He's about to make a decision. Looked like he was going to give a little shovel off.
16-12 is the early Boston lead.
I like this matchup. Banchero and Al. Banchero has to take him.
Banchero moves to his left. Finds Caleb Houston, who was the second off the bench. Entering Jonathan Isaac in the game as well for Orlando. Isaac handoff for Banchero. Banchero at 18 feet. Going to try Cornette. Step back jumper. Front iron no good. Long rebound. Orlando another offensive rebound. This time it is Black that came up with it. Banchero drives. Flips to the corner. Black steps around Drew Holiday. Trying to push it to Isaac. Wow. Isaac returns to Black. Reverses it up. No good. Altered by Cornette. Ball pinballed around. Another offensive rebound for Orlando. They're creating extra possessions, but the ball never hit the rim. So the shot clock didn't reset. I thought it did, but they never reset the shot clock. And the officials are going to have to sort it out.
It did, but they did not make that call. That ball chipped the rim, and they did not make the call. So if you're them, the way you do, reset the shot clock here.
Zach Zarba's going to sort it out. He's going to give the ball to Orlando.
Boy, all Orlando's players jumped off the bench in unison, saying that ball hit the rim. But, man, what did we talk about before? Too many offensive rebounds right now for Orlando early in this game.
+4 on the glass.
Celtics, you got to clean that glass up. You don't give a chance, second chance opportunities to teams like this who struggle to score a little bit.
Banchero moves to the Houston bounce pass. Isaac coming strong, pump fake, scores, and the foul on Cornette.
I'm not surprised you haven't brought Cole Anthony in this game.
I got to say, I'm surprised he's not starting. I get Corey Joseph as a veteran, more stable presence, but Cole Anthony to me is an X factor in the series. I think by the time this series is over, as Isaac misses the free throw, so no three-point play, 16-14, Boston by 2, you're going to get some Jalen Brunson and Dallas flashbacks when you see Cole Anthony. Jason Tatum, straight away. Caleb Houston comes out to challenge the former Michigan Wolverine. Ball move cooked to the left side for Sam Hauser. 3 that comes up short. Rebound deflected out of bounds by Black. This will go right back to the Celtics.
Interesting, too, trying to find Tatum to get him off the snide here.
Drew Holiday triggers the under out of bounds, lobs it all the way out to Cornette. A net rating monster during a remarkable regular season for him. Tatum with that left-hand dribble gets in deep, switches to the right, puts it off the window and in. Cornette was waiting for an offensive rebound that never came.
The strength of Tatum to go through a defender's arms there.
Tatum is on the board. 18-14, Boston by 4. 3 minutes to go in the first. Banchero against Cornette. Dribbles in on him to 16 feet. His jumper is true.
I don't like that matchup.
I don't either.
Too much quickness right now for Banchero, and you don't want him to get started and get confidence.
He's not a three-point shooter, but you give him that mid-range, 15 feet, he's going to hit that. Tatum push pass out of the right corner for an Al Horford 3.
Locked and loaded. Big Al.
Now the Celtics getting unlocked offensively a little bit. 21-16. Boston by 5. Anthony Black switches to the left hand, drives on Hauser. Crazy scoop shot, no good. Rebound. Black saves it from going on a bounce. Tapping it into the corner. 3 is missed. Offensive rebound. Houston can't get it to go. Finally, Drew Holiday will corral it. Gary Harris in a 3-point attempt. Drew Holiday almost stepped past Isaac. Now steps back in the baseline. Misses the jumper, and the rebound belongs to Houston.
Boy, they are hitting that glass, though.
Anthony Black against Luke Cornette now. Black dribbles behind his back. It's deep in the paint. Spins. Runs it past Cornette. Misses badly. Rebound punched in the air. Orlando has another one. Banchero steps in at 10 feet. Short little jumper is no good. Finally, Celtics secure it, but they're getting walloped on the glass here in the early going. Orlando plus 5. Tatum enters to Horford is all alone, but the reason Horford is all alone is because he knocked the man down. He got called for the offensive foul, and Al is furious. He is right in the face of Mitchell Horford, the official. And he is barking at him. And Al is pointing to the other end of the floor as if something got missed on the other end. Timeout comes, and Al is furious. 1:50 to go, opening quarter of Game 1. Boston 21, Orlando 16 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
We only get 48 minutes together. A few times a week, a few months a year. 48 minutes.
Big game for the Celtics tonight.
Where the 72,000 square miles of New England are focused on nothing but 94 feet of parquet. Because it's us versus the world, and the world versus the world champs. At Amica, we show up for New England, like New England shows up for the Celtics.
The NBA 82-game grind is done. Ready for all the playoff drama? Get in on the playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. DraftKings has been the home of NBA player props all season, and that's continuing all the way through the playoffs. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting something simple, like picking a team to win and make your pick. It is that easy. Here's something special for first-timers as well. New DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So make it a playoff run to remember with DraftKings. Download the the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SportsHub. That's code SportsHub for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Hope is here. 800-327-5050 or gamblinghelplinema.org. 21 plus. Play it smart from the start. GameSenseMA.com. Massachusetts only. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Town Fair Tire sells all the name brand tires, and we sell them all at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, because Town Fair Tire also gives you more free services than all the other tire dealers, nobody beats Town Fair Tire.
Baseball fans, enjoy Blue Moon Light this season. A light and refreshing citrus sweet beer from the Blue Moon Brewing Company. With only 95 calories, Blue Moon Light is brewed with real tangerine peel for a subtle sweetness and a smooth finish. Enjoy Blue Moon Light today.
Celtics by 5, 21-16, 150 to go. Opening quarter of game number 1 of this Eastern Conference quarterfinal series. Orlando with a late rush in the regular season to win the division, get home court of the play-in game. Ended up blowing out Atlanta as the Hawks just could not make threes in that game. Orlando ended up winning it easily. And here they are as the Celtics begin their defense of the 2024 championship. Will not play game 2, and that's why game 1 feels a little more important in a series when you're going from Sunday afternoon to Wednesday night.
Yes.
That's a long time to think about what just happened.
That really is. I think that if you look at a game like this, it just stays on your mind a lot more. You ask for Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony is now on the floor.
So Javon Bowles is getting 10 players a taste of the floor here in the first 10-plus minutes of game 1. Jonathan Isaac finds Cole Anthony. He's been so good these last few weeks. Anthony steps away from Sam Hauser, can't get a shot away, moves it to Isaac, back to Cole Anthony, can't turn the corner on Hauser, going to move it out to Anthony Black. Black stop and start, stutter step, and that is a major league travel forced by Al Horford. Oh, they called a foul. Back official called a foul. Zach Zarber called traveling on Black.
Well,
I think Jason Goble got a foul on Al Horford.
Look at the offhand of Aldo on the hip of the opposition. Boy, you want to get Al mad?
They didn't tee up. They didn't tee up Al when he got mad before, but they caught him there. Cole Anthony bad pass to the middle of the floor. It's deflected, but Wagner's able to save it. 4 on the shot clock. Anthony Black moves it back to Wagner. Corner 3 is no good. Rebound belongs to Jason Tatum. Pritchard in the game for the first time. Tatum going to pull up, instead drop back to Horford into the left corner. Sam Hauser drives strong in the baseline. Tiptoes it, then floats it out to Pritchard, whose 3 is money.
They come up moving that basketball, attacking the rim, and Pritchard brings the crowd alive.
Celtics 4 of 9 from 3. Cole Anthony moves to the middle. Jonathan Isaac spins on Cornette, kicks out. Franz Wagner against the smaller Pritchard. Pounds him, keeps it away from Tatum, who's ball hawking. Out it comes to Cole Anthony. Up fakes a 3, steps by Tatum, jumps into the air, and runs it off the window and in. It's a tough shot for Cole Anthony.
Cole Anthony just gets in the air and then creates a situation.
24-18, Boston by 6. 2 for 1 here for Boston with 34 seconds to go in the first quarter. Pritchard, bounce entry. Tatum trying to go quick on Cole Anthony. Turns on him, fades in the baseline. High arcing jumper is good. High degree of difficulty on that one.
No way to stop that one. That's fading, and fading to black.
And you get the 2 for 1. Got a 4.5-second differential on the 2 clocks as we count it down to this first quarter. Played at Orlando's pace, but they're going to have trouble scoring, and they have just 18 points. Wagner moving to his left against Pritchard. Puts it in that left hand. Here's that step back 3. No good. Back iron. Long rebound. Knocked away from Horford out of bounds. Looked like Gary Harris knocked it out of bounds. But which way? You're giving it to Orlando.
So you count that as another offensive rebound here.
Sure. And that would be 8. You count that as a team offensive rebound. That's 8 second chances for Orlando here in the first quarter, yet they still trail by 8. Under out of bounds, 4.5 to go in the quarter. Lobs all the way out towards Gary Harris. Horford on him. Gary Harris pull up, deep 3, no good. Rebound Hauser, and that will do it for the first quarter. And for all the conversation about Orlando's defense, how good it has been all year, and rightly so, The Magic still have to figure out a way to score against the top 5 defense that the Celtics have. End of one in game 1. Boston 26, Orlando 18 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2025 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
This Easter dinner, treat your family to a tender, delicious roast. Right now, pick up beef large and ribeye roast bone-in or boneless New York strip roast for only $6.97 a pound. Limit 1. They're cut and tied in store. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time? Order free curbside pickup or get delivery. Roast sale ends soon. Happy Easter from Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
All roads start with golf. The daily commute, road trips, reunions, even tip-off at TD Garden. They all start with golf. While most focus on the destination, at golf, they focus on the journey. And with the Golf Pay app, Celtics fans can score savings like 5 cents off per gallon every day, along with a fast and convenient way to pay. Golf, the official fuel partner of the Boston Celtics. It all starts here. See app for details.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Ooh, yeah!
That couldn't have been
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed. Yeah, a.k.a. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Ooh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a Bosch.
To the second quarter we go in game number 1. Celtics took an 8-point lead into the second quarter. The numbers look exactly like we thought this series was going to look. Orlando just having trouble scoring. 8 of 26. They get all the extra shots because they got 8 offensive rebounds in that first quarter, but yet they still trail by 8. The Ford F-150 first quarter was brought to you by your New England Ford dealers. Hurry in to get employee pricing of the full lineup of vehicles. Ford, from America, for America.
Well, the Celtics come out, they do kind of what they wanted to do, but got to clean up that glass, eliminate the opportunities on the glass, and you're going to be able to run back because they're sending 3-4 guys towards the rim, try to get a second chance opportunities. You're going to be lopsided coming back on your defensive end with numbers.
10-second station identification on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
NBA Radio on Sirius XM is available on your connected devices. Listen at home anytime you want with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
Grady and Max sold out TD Garden. Chapel Roan playing in the arena. And Wagner and Banchero. Banchero 6 of 14. The rest of the Magic 2 for 12. Where's the offense going to come from?
It's one of those things you look at. You think about how this team plays and what they're going to give you.
Celtics begin the second quarter with Pritchard, Horford, Porzingis, White, and Jaylen Brown. Tatum out for the first time. Franz Wagner straight away against Porzingis. Picks up his dribble, moves to Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony lost his dribble, has it back. Now throws the bounce entry. Wagner steps to the middle. A running jump hook is good.
Almost still in the backcourt.
Yeah, it was Anthony Black. Knocked it away from Derek White out of bounds.
Thing you have to be aware of, Orlando likes to put pressure on the basketball in the backcourt.
Derek White turns Anthony Black around as he walks across half court. Bounce pass for Jaylen Brown. Gary Harris guarding him now to start the second quarter. Jaylen switches to the left hand, attacks the paint, fumbles it. Looked like Carter knocked it out of bounds. He did. Jaylen arguing that he got bumped on the way in, but that's the way Orlando's going to play.
Well, he did. Unless you're going to make those calls. That guy hit with the body going in towards the rim.
Derek White under out of bounds, 7 on the shot clock. In safe for the Porzingis. A deep kick out for Pritchard. Shot clock at 3. Pritchard, I'm not sure he realizes it. Now he does. Pump fake, draws a contact and a foul. He got Carter up in the air in the final second of the shot clock. Zach Zarber will walk to the table and make sure that the foul happened before the shot clock expired, but it felt like it did.
It was mighty close. Got his man up there, got him in the popcorn popper,
Ruling on
right
the
to the
floor is a
body.
defensive foul. The play's under review to see if it beats the shot clock.
Oh, yeah. Gotta love the explanations. You're gonna get a clear one today.
Zach does not mess around.
Well, you have to realize the shot clock you did. The shooter realized what was on the shot clock. The defender anticipated, but he did not have to put
Ruling on the
himself in
floor
position.
stands as a defensive foul as it beat the shot clock. 3 free throws.
There you go. So 3 free throws for Peyton Pritchard.
On the court stands, Peyton Pritchard will be at the line with 3 shots.
What a weapon. This kid has just developed into exactly what Brad Stevens thought he would be.
Another one of those contracts that people said, really? That much for Peyton Pritchard?
Now.
And now he's obviously the favorite to be 6th man. Yeah, the contact game with about 0.2 of a second left on the shot clock. Pritchard gets the second one.
I love to watch Steve looking at his father and looking at his fiance over my left shoulder here. And they're just like, oh, the family always hates to look at stuff like that. The only person I know that likes to look at this stuff is Sean Grantham when his son is playing hockey. Go! Stop! Stick up!
I have a little bit of a problem with that, I admit it. 29-20, Boston by 9. A minute into the second quarter of game 1. Cole Anthony turns the corner, gets away from Derek White, floats it down low. The pass blocked by Porzingis, and Horford starts the break. Derek White lead for Pritchard. Pull up 3, got it.
Yeah, that was big. That was big.
6 quick points for Peyton Pritchard. The Celtics double the lead, and Jamal Mosley calls timeout.
Look at that 7-footer. 7-footer right there. Closes the door. Jalen taps the ball again. Celtics doing a little bit too much of that for me. Tapping at the basketball, rebound the basketball, put it in 2 hands. But this time we're able to get away with it and a 3-point shot.
10:50 to go, first half of game 1. Boston 32, Orlando 20 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio.
The first place to talk hoops every weekday morning is the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
Overrated? Do you watch the guy play? He's unstoppable.
They're breaking down all the latest from the association.
I think he's a baller, and I think people would give up assets to get a guy like that.
Along with some laughs.
Kevin Durant, you need to get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Reprimanding the fans for booing. It's like, come on, man.
The starting lineup, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern. Only on SiriusXM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the SiriusXM app.
Feel the excitement of the UEFA Champions League knockout stage on SiriusXM FC. Europe's best clubs.
What a start for Inter! And Barca are level! Brilliant Arsenal goal!
The world's brightest stars.
Mbappe! Kane! Rafinha!
All chasing club soccer's ultimate prize.
A new page in their glorious history!
The Champions League knockout stage, where legends are made. On SiriusXM FC, channel 157 in the car, and the SiriusXM app.
80s neon blossoms are in full bloom on the SiriusXM app, featuring feel-good hits from icons like Cyndi Lauper, Whitney Houston, and Michael Jackson. To the timeless, breezy beats of the B-52s, Blondie, and more. This exclusive 80s on 8 springtime mix will have you walking on sunshine all season long. Just search Neon Blossoms on the SiriusXM app.
The best place to get your basketball fix every weekday is Give and Go with Worldwide Wob, Rob Perez, and former NBA champion Antonio Daniels on NBA Radio.
If you got Steph, you got a chance.
Evan Mobley, his unicorn status is about to be unlocked.
They'll cover every story and talk to great guests across the association every afternoon.
NBA Hall of Famer Mike Breen.
Anything shy of certainly the finals would be a disappointment for the Celtics.
It's Give and Go, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app.
Well, that escalated quickly. Celtics by 12, 32-20. Early second quarter, Grandy Max at the Amica Insurance broadcast booth. Celtics basketball, playoff basketball presented by Amica, the exclusive auto, home, and life insurance partner of the Celtics. While you root for Banner 19, visit Amica.com to learn more about building a game plan for you. You probably know this by now, but Game 2 will be Wednesday night, and we'll go every other day with Friday night and Sunday night games in Orlando. Series will shift to TNT at that point from today's ABC Easter Sunday afternoon game. We'll see a lot of Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller and that group. This is the year the Eastern Conference Finals will be on TNT.
So a lot of one thing. Saw them Lakers getting...
Yeah, they got blasted. There's no doubt about it. Once Minnesota starts making those threes, Naz Reid becomes a really tough matchup.
Naz Reid is tough.
And Jaden McDaniels was unbelievable. He 11 of 13 in Game 1 for Minnesota.
You see, Jaden McDaniels, but Naz Reid, he is a legitimate three-point. But if Jaden McDaniels shoots like that for the rest of this series, the
Lakers, if they could do it over again, would get Mark Williams for Dalton Connect and not void that trade. But is what it is. That Dallas season is mercifully over as they lose in the play-ins Friday night. All right, out of the timeout. Banchero back in. Wagner, right side against Derek White. Wagner, a couple of dribbles in. Derek White slides his feet. Ball moves to the corner. Carter, a couple of steps in. Kick back to an open Wagner. His three at the shot clock buzzer, no good. Another offensive rebound. This one for Banchero. 9 offensive rebounds now for Orlando off their 20 misses. Franz Wagner against Jaylen Brown. Jaylen trying to hold his ground. Wagner turns, forces one from the elbow. That was a tougher shot, but he makes it. 32-22. Orlando has taken 9 extra shots in this game because of the offensive rebound. 32-22, Boston by 10. Derek White over the shoulder pass. Al Horford enters in deep. Porzingis against Banchero. Turns, goes off the glass, no good. Taps to the rebound, it won't go. Banchero holds his ground. Porzingis did not get a good shot away. Franz Wagner. His left side, Carter, a little shovel pass for Gary Harris. The veteran dribbles out of the wing, finds Franz Wagner. Cole Anthony can't get free, so Franz Wagner drives around Horford, runs it off the glass, does not get the bounce this time. And the rebound for Horford. Franz Wagner 5 of 11 here in the first half. Banchero and Wagner have taken 18 to their 30 shots. Jaylen Brown deep on the right side against Banchero. Shot clock at 9. Cross court, Pritchard's got it. Spins on Cole Anthony, gets to the free throw line, skips through him, goes to the left hand and scores. And Peyton Pritchard just put Cole Anthony on his playoff highlight reel. Celtics by 12. Wagner spins. He goes past Porzingis and gets to the other way, doing the exact same thing, putting Porzingis through the spin cycle.
What makes you laugh makes you doggone cry. This time, same exact move. Right in the mirror.
34-24. Celtics by 10. Jaylen Brown. Left-hand dribble. Franz Wagner pokes the ball away. Jaylen has it back. Pritchard gets chucked by Cole Anthony. But they play on. Shot clock at 7. Jaylen Brown. Left-hand dribble. Pulls up at 15. Swish.
I tell you what happened there? Cole Anthony was bullying Pritchard. And then the big brother came in. I got him.
They got him on the switch. And Jaylen Brown had to create a shot, but he had a much smaller guy in front of him. Banchero bumps into Porzingis, scoops it, blocked by Porzingis, but they'll call the foul. And the way the Celtics bench is jumping up.
I think what the Celtics keep looking at is one thing. Banchero, well, he didn't walk. I was just looking at really the walk. Got there, slid that back foot. Banchero's a load, though. He gets around that rim, man. He creates some problems.
First free throw is good. This is going to be a young player that you're going to enjoy watching as an NBA fan.
Yeah.
Become one of the better players in the league.
He is.
I know Celtic fans would like that not to begin until the series is over.
But he is. He's just a walking door. Oak tree.
They chose wisely.
They did.
Free throw's good for Banchero. 36-26, Boston by 10. 8:15 to go in the first half.
I can't even remember the second player after him.
Derek White against Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Picks up that right-hand dribble. Now going to drive, lift it off. Air ball. Rebound deflected. Orlando has it. That should have been a call against Derek White because he touched it twice. Franz Wagner, long cross-court, deflected by Porzingis, but saved by Joseph. He stumbles into the paint, throws it back out for Banchero against Jaylen Brown. Right-hand dribble drive, switches to the left and scores off the glass.
Banchero this time with the strength to go right through Brown.
Lead is down to 8, 36-28. Pritchard right side against Wendell Carter. Switches to the right hand, blows by him, draws two men, kicks to the corner for an open Derek White for three. What a luxury that Peyton Pritchard is now drawing a double team.
Double team came over, beat him across.
Peyton Pritchard's had a nice sequence here. Celtics by 11. Wendell Carter finds Banchero, moving to his left. Porzingis waiting, pump fake. Banchero going to move it right side. Caldwell Pope for three. Got it.
He got that high arcing jump shot. Joe Missoula immediately says, look, let's take these good shots.
He'll grab the timeout with 7:08 to go in the first half of Game 1. Boston 39, Orlando 31 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network. As the Celtics prepare to defend their title, they know they'll have to protect home court. At Amica Insurance, they understand how important it is to protect the things that matter most to you. They put in the time to make sure you're taken care of. Whether it's talking through the details of your coverage or following up after a claim. Your auto, home, and life insurance are more than just policies. They're protection for the life you've built. Visit Amica.com and get a quote today.
Whether you're carpooling the kids to the gym or catching a game at the Garden, those parking lots have one thing in common: Ford SUVs. Because whether you're hauling gear to practice or getting the gang together on Causeway, there's a Ford SUV that's just right for you and your crew, including the Ford Explorer with seating for up to 7 and the Bronco Sport with standard GOAT modes and 4x4 capability. Make your next stop your New England Ford dealers.
Welcome to the NBA playoffs. The moment we've all been waiting for is here.
The fans now on the edge of their seats.
It's time to stay locked in to every single moment. Because you never know when history will be made. When it's win or go home, every moment matters. So don't miss a thing. NBA playoffs presented by Google continues on ABC, ESPN, TNT, and NBA TV.
Hey, it's Felger here, and people know I hate wasting time. Did you know that the average finance team wastes over 200 hours per year on expense reports? That's why here at the Sports Hub, we use Ramp. Ramp is a corporate card that automates away your entire expense process. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt matching, categorization, approvals, you name it. Over 30,000 businesses, including yours truly, trusts Ramp. So visit ramp.com/hub to learn more.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
Celtics lead cut from 12 down to 8, 39-31 with 7:08 to go in the first half. Orlando only made 8 shots in the entire first quarter, but they're 5 of 7 here in the second, which is why Joe Missoula called the timeout. Got to fix the defensive rebounding issues here early on. Orlando with 9 offensive rebounds in this first part of game number 1. Not a great rebounding team throughout the course of the year. Celtics came on very strong. Second half of the year, they were one of the better rebounding teams in the league. And it's just so odd for the Celtics to be at full health. They had that, you could count on one hand the number of times the Celtics had everybody available out of 82, but that was the goal. When you think about the Celtics accomplishing, Max, 61 wins with the +9 differential, everything they did, when the real goal was to get to this day healthy, and they did both of those things.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been ideal if you think about, if you were able to have the first slot and be ahead of Cleveland. But what the Celtics also proved during this time, Sean, is the fact that they were one of the most best. I just say the bestest of the best in winning on the road.
And so is OKC, by the way. But obviously, the Celtics have one of the great road seasons in NBA history. I wonder how the Cleveland Cavaliers felt about the ABC pregame today being all about setting up OKC and Boston as the two teams, the most likely NBA Finals matchup, and this and that after the best season the Cavs have ever had without LeBron.
I would love it.
Celtics out of the timeout. Their lead down to 8. Jason Tatum back in the game here with 6:53 to go in the first half. Derek White enters to Porzingis. He draws 2 men, exposes the ball, and turns it over. Joseph strips him of it after Caldwell Pope played the first defense. Banchero keeps it away from Jaylen Brown. Little no-look throw out to Caldwell Pope. His rainbow three is no good. The rebound from Porzingis. And Orlando right on cue. 3 of 12 from 3. Celtics 6 of 11. Jaylen ducks the shoulder, gets in deep. Diagonal kick out. Porzingis bounce pass into the corner. Derek White's three is no good. Porzingis went bounce pass there, which caused like a little delay in Derek White being able to get that shot away. Banchero deep on the left side against Al Horford. Banchero takes him to the dotted line. No shot available, so a throw out to Wagner. Wagner will try Tatum, drive strong. Tatum strips him of the ball. Did he knock it off Wagner? They'll say no. Tatum wants to review. That looked like it went off Wagner the way it deflected, but they're giving it to Orlando, and not sure the Celtics want to waste a challenge on one possession with 7 on the shot clock.
Well, they were holding. They had enough time to look at it. And apparently Joe said no.
So we'll see if Orlando makes it pay off. Under out of bounds into window. Carter. Caldwell Pope moves to the right side. Banchero has to take the three, and he got it. So remember that one. Lead is down to 5. Celtics chose not to challenge the out-of-bounds play, and Banchero hits a three. 39-34. Jaylen Brown, guarded by Caleb Houston, gets an Al Horford screen to free him. Here's a lob to Horford. He's in the paint. Ball knocked away by Houston, but he got too aggressive and commits the foul.
Fans sarcastically give the officials an applaud. Orlando has had a favorable.
Tatum enters to Jaylen Brown, spins in the paint on Houston, goes to the left hand, can't scoop it up and in. Orlando defense tough in the paint. Here's Joseph racing into the front court, forcing the Celtics to get back. Joseph pulls it out of the wing. Orlando can make it a one-possession game now. Banchero behind the Carter screen. Up fakes the three on Derek White, moves it right side. Houston will try a three, got it. And here come the Magic, a 13-3 run. And the lead cut from 12 to 2. 39-37, 5:15 to go in the first half. Derek White for Jason Tatum. Return to Derek White. Pretty good look. Left side three. Got it.
Bread and butter. This time a little step out from Derek White. Defender's not there.
He's been the man in the first half. 14 for Derek White. Celtics by 5. Banchero gets deep in the paint. Little flip shot. Rattles in. Plenty of iron, but it falls in for him. Magic scored 18 in the first quarter. They've got 21 in the first 7 minutes of the second. 42-39. Boston by 3. Jaylen switches to the left hand. Drop back to Cornette. Kicks out into the corner. Horford up, fakes the three. Drive strong. Hand to Jaylen Brown under the basket. Pump fake on Carter. Muscles it up. No good. Offensive rebound. Cleaned up and thrown down by Luke Cornette.
That was almost a pass. I don't think he even meant the shot. He just threw that ball up. And Luke was on the other side. Caught it and flipped it back in.
44-39. Second offensive rebound for the Celtics after Orlando got 9. Banchero steps to his left, takes the three, falling away on Cornette, hits another one.
Banchero stepping up. He said, not three-point threat, but boy, he's starting to heat up.
16 for Banchero, 44-42. Boston by 2. Banchero having a monster second quarter here. Derek White, pump fake, move to Tatum. Tatum pressure by Caldwell Pope along the sideline. Wow. Tatum muscles him to the mid-block. Tatum falls away. Very tough shot. Front iron, no good. A rebound for Banchero. Magic can tie or better on this trip with 3:47 to go in the first half. Banchero drives strong, scoops it up, blocked by Derek White into the hands of Tatum. Tatum racing into the front court. Spins. He's free at the elbow. Attacks the paint. Fumbles the ball and loses it out of bounds.
Orlando's been tough with those quick hands. Banchero stays in this game as he's hot. You haven't seen much right now from Wendell Carter.
Orlando 9 of 14 in the quarter. 4 of 6 from 3. That is a geyser of offense for this team that is challenged to score. 44-42. That's the Boston lead with 3:28 to go in the first half.
7 pick and roll.
Banchero calls Isaac over, tries to step through, lost the ball. He dribbled it too far in front of him. He's got it back now. Shot clock down to 5. Banchero, diagonal kick out. Caldwell Pope shovels it to Houston. Up fakes, throws it to the corner. Tatum anticipated and jumped in the passing lane to steal it. Drew Holiday into the front court. Push pass ahead to Jaylen Brown. Jaylen driving on Banchero. Steps past him. Met at the rim. Blocked clean by Isaac. And Jaylen Brown is down. Not getting back into the play. So a 5-on-4. Banchero zips a bad pass into the corner. Great save to shuttle it back on the wing where a three is missed by Joseph. But Isaac comes up with a loose ball. Orlando is just getting second and third chances every time down. Banchero struggles with Jaylen, spins away with the shot clock winding down, forced a crazy three, no good. The rebound for Drew Holiday. Celtics hanging on to this 2-point lead. Bad pass by Holiday, deflected, but Derek White maintains possession. Well, this has been ugly, and that is exactly the way Orlando wants it. Derek White, right side of the floor, finds Tatum on the wing. Three is in the air, no good. The rebound for Caldwell Pope.
Never had any balance when he shot that ball then.
Tatum just 2 for 7. Wagner and Banchero have made 13 shots. Brown and Tatum have made 5. Orlando can tie or better on this trip. Banchero bounce pass into the paint, again deflected, but right into the hands of Joseph. Shuttle pass, wrap around into the corner for a Caldwell Pope three that gives Orlando the lead.
Celtics cannot come up with the loose ball.
21-8 is the Orlando run. And that's just a run. They only scored 18 points the entire first quarter. Magic have the lead, 45-44. Derek White enters the Tatum. Tatum muscled on the elbow, step back. His shot is good. He goes to the ground. No call, but a tough shot for Tatum puts the Celtics back in front. 46-45. Going to be a rock fight. Banchero fouled by Tatum, stepping to his right. Well, there's nothing pretty about this. Orlando's going to be physical. They're going to try to get you out of rhythm.
Well, they've done that.
And the question is, can they hit their shots? And in the second quarter, they have.
Well, Banchero has really done a lot of damage knocking down the jump shots. So they have to get Brown and Tatum on track here.
Orlando goes 7 of 18. They shoot 39% from three. They're going to have a shot in this series. Wagner. Bounce pass in the paint. Isaac in behind Derek White. Two-hand slam. Miscommunication defensively. Magic almost scoring at will here. A 29-point quarter for them. And they lead 47-46. Derek White for Tatum. Quick three right side. Nope. Back iron. Offensive rebound. Porzingis has got it, but he exposed the ball. Knocked away from him out of bounds. And the officials have no idea who to give the ball to, and they're giving it to Orlando.
Orlando has gotten almost all the loose balls, all the second chance opportunities.
They've been great. They deserve this lead. 47-46. Franz Wagner. It's an Isaac screen. Moves behind it. Holiday on the shoulder. Wagner step back at 17. Aims, fires, and gets the bounce. They're getting bounces, too. Largest lead for the Magic. Up by 3. 49-46. Final minute. First half. Tatum walking through the logo. But you couldn't script a better half here for Orlando. Bad foul. Wagner grabs a hold of Porzingis. Orlando had the foul to give with 39.7 to go.
No, they have not involved enough Porzingis for me in this game, especially in the painted area. They take advantage, really, of the size disparity.
Tatum inbound to Derek White. Thought about attacking, instead drops back to Porzingis.
They are bodying.
Porzingis can't turn the corner on Isaac. Exposes the ball, pounces on it, and gets it away to Tatum. Tatum drives past Wagner, gets deep in the paint. Bounce pass out for Porzingis. Launches a crazy shot at the shot clock buzzer, just trying to get the rim. He missed it. And now the Celtics blow the 2-for-1, miss the shot. Orlando has a 3-point lead and can pretty much get the final shot of the half.
Great job by Orlando. Big bodies, knocking people around, making this game ugly, taking the crowd out of this game.
A brilliant second quarter with here, particularly over these last 15 games. Corey Joseph, cross half court. Tatum in front of him. 14 on the shot clock, 16 on the game clock as we count it down to the first half. Banchero against Drew Holiday. Banchero moving to his right. Holiday stays in front of him. Banchero exposing the ball. Derek White comes to the backside, rips it off. Derek White fouled as he scoops it up, and he will get free throws here with 5.4 to go. You could see that thing coming. Derek White plays off Holiday's defense so well.
Yeah. If you turn your back, White is coming from that offside, able to grab that basketball. Banchero never saw it coming then.
And how about this number? We're talking about the Celtics. Can you get 3-point shots against Orlando? The Celtics go through the first half of game one. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, and Holiday did not make a three. Derek White gets the first free throw.
Well, does that mean, if you're a Celtics fan, does it mean they're due in the second half?
The crazy thing is they don't get a lot. There were those three guys are just 0 for 4. Porzingis, Tatum, and Brown. And this is the Celtics are 7 of 15. You'll take that percentage, but Orlando forces you to take 2-point shots. But Orlando going 7 of 18 from 3 is the outlier number. Derek White gets the free throws. 5.4 on the clock for Orlando here, leading by 1. Banchero, watched by Jaylen Brown, gets near half court. He's going to have to launch it. Does not get away in time, and that'll do it for the first half. But a great second quarter for the Orlando Magic. They come from 12 points down, and they have the lead. Going to the break. Coming up, Matt McCarthy scores from around the NBA. The OKC bludgeoning in Game 1. Red Sox give up another one to the White Sox at Fenway before the finale tomorrow morning. The story is the Celtics, who trail at halftime of Game 1. Orlando 49, Boston 48 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
Cadillac knows that icons aren't just born, they're made. Just like the vibrant all-electric Lyric. Elevate your style in a Cadillac, the official luxury vehicle of the Boston Celtics, and me, Cedric Maxwell.
As your warm weather fun gets into full swing, Shaw's and Star Market is saving you time and money. Just download the Shaw's Deals and Delivery app to do your grocery shopping online. Right now, you'll get $30 off your first online order over $75. That's right, use the code SAVE30 and enjoy $30 off your first order. Plus, free curbside pickup or delivery right to your door will be ready in as soon as 30 minutes. Shaw's and Star Market. Save time. Shop online.
This copyrighted broadcast of the National Basketball Association may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA.
Earn your bachelor's online with UMass Lowell and grow your career options and earning power. You can easily transfer credits and accelerate your success. Begin May 19th with UMass Lowell.
As the Celtics prepare to defend their title, they know they'll have to protect home court. At Amica Insurance, they understand how important it is to protect the things that matter most to you. So they put in the time to make sure you're taken care of. Whether it's talking through the details of your coverage or following up after a claim, your auto, home, and life insurance are more than just policies. They're protection for the life you built. Visit amica.com and get a quote today.
Do you know the difference between diagnostic and preventative care? Preventative services detect or prevent health problems before you show symptoms. This may include screenings, lab tests, immunizations, or counseling, typically during your annual physical exam. Diagnostic care identifies or treats existing health problems, including evaluating new symptoms, monitoring risk factors, or following up on test results. Stay proactive and ensure you're up to date on your health screenings. Follow Mass General Brigham Health Plan on Instagram at MGB Health Plan to learn more about using your health insurance plan.
Caldwell Pope moves to the right side. Banchero has to take the three, and he got it. So remember that one. Lead is down to 5. Celtics chose not to challenge.
Paulo Banchero with a big half for the Magic. 19 points, 5 rebounds, and Orlando leads at the break, 49-48. He is our player taking care of business in the first half. Brought to you by Cambridge Savings Bank. Small business owners, let CSB help you move your business forward. Creative solutions and quick decisions. Visit CambridgeSavings.com/small business to start your relationship today. Welcome into Celtics Halftime. I'm Matt McCarthy. Styles make fights, and the Magic are playing their brand of basketball. They certainly did in the second quarter, and that gave the Celtics a lot of trouble. Orlando held the C's to just 22 points in the second to take the lead at the half. 49-48 the score. Orlando's two best players, Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner, outplaying Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. 19 for Banchero, 15 for Wagner at the half. Tatum just 3 for 9 for the Celtics with 6 points. Brown 3 for 8 for the Celtics with 6 points as well. Of course, the most important question entering today's game was how Jaylen Brown was going to look. He's looked better than he did at the end of the regular season.
Now Wendell Carter comes out to pick him up. Jaylen Brown moving to his right. Into the shot clock. Jaylen switches to the left hand. Coming strong. Swoops it off the window and in.
Jaylen said he got fouled. This time a little left-hand scooper. Drove by his man quickly.
Celtics have scored 7 straight.
He was moving okay, showing either. Let's hope it holds up for Jaylen. Of course, that's going to be the big story of these playoff series for the Celtics coming up. Jaylen Brown's knee and how will it hold up? He played 18 minutes in the first half. It did not look like he was on a minute's restriction. When it comes to the basketball factors, three-point shooting is going to be a huge part of this series. It's going to be at the forefront. The Magic defend the perimeter better than just about anybody in the NBA. The Celtics, of course, we know, want to shoot from deep, and it played out actually in the Celtics' favor early on in this one.
Shot clock down to 10. 5 minutes remaining first quarter. Bad pass. Misses Black, and Jaylen Brown has the steal. Goes the distance. Drop for the trailer. Holiday. His flip shot blocked, but Jaylen has the offensive rebound. They'll throw back out to Porzingis. Hand to Derek White. Trail 3. Got it.
That's a little mustard on the hot dog there with that pass.
3-point shooting for the Celtics, 7 of 16 in the first half. 43% for the Green. An offensive rebound you heard there as part of that Derek White three-pointer. Rebounding a story in the half. Celtics getting out-rebounded 23-19. 10 offensive rebounds, though, for the Magic. Second chance opportunities. Defense, again, playing their brand and their style of basketball. Derek White with 16 points to lead the way for Boston in the first half. His partner in crime was Peyton Pritchard.
Shot clock at 9. Cross court. Pritchard's got it. Spins on Cole Anthony. Gets to the free throw line. Gets through him. Goes to the left hand and scores. And Peyton Pritchard just put Cole Anthony on his...
Again, White and Pritchard leading the way. 16 for White, 11 for Pritchard off the bench, 3 of 3 from the field. But again, star scoring, Orlando outperforming the Celtics there. That put the Celtics up by 12. They were in control of this game, but Orlando can defend and they can make things ugly, and that's exactly what they did in the second quarter.
Orlando can tie or better on this trip. Banchero bounce pass into the paint, again deflected, but right into the hands of Joseph. Shuttle pass, wrap around into the corner for a Caldwell Pope 3 that gives Orlando the lead.
Celtics cannot come up with the loose ball.
Yeah, Magic turning this game into a bit of a rock fight that tends to benefit them. Let's see if the Celtics can get back on their game in the second half, because Orlando forced them off their game in the first half. Again, Celtics shooting 44% from the field. Orlando, 44% from the field. The Magic do not shoot the ball well from 3. They were 7 of 18, though, in that first half. We'll see if they can sustain that as we head towards the second half, with the Celtics down by 1, 49-48 at the break. Before we get you ready for the second half, it's time for our music of the game, brought to you by Live Nation.
If it was up to me, I wouldn't give it nobody no sympathy. I'll take away the
Kendrick Lamar and SZA, one night only, the Grand National Tour, May 12th at Gillette Stadium. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Celtics trailing the Magic by 1, 49-48. We'll get an update on headlines next on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio.
For the best basketball talk every afternoon, don't miss Justin Termini and NBA legend Eddie Johnson on Sirius XM NBA Radio.
If you don't play as a team, you can't win.
They have too much talent, and now it's starting to show.
They're breaking down the top stories in the NBA and talking to the biggest names in the league.
It's Magic Johnson.
We've always been about winning championships.
Catch NBA Today with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 7 Eastern. Only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app.
The NFL Draft is coming, and the place for the latest information is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This guy's decision-making is impressive.
Our experts will tell you what your team needs.
They've got to get better around Geno Smith.
And which players will make an impact.
Cleveland, they might already say the number one's going to be Ward, so we got to be prepared. Who do we like it to the most?
SiriusXM NFL Radio gets you ready for the NFL Draft on Channel 88 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
From the roots of Motown and R&B
Oh, yes, wait a minute, Mr. Postman.
to the groovy rhythms of the 70s, music icon Smokey Robinson is delivering his very own channel of 60s and 70s soul hits and stories of his career.
Hey, it's Smokey Robinson.
Music is my life.
Whether you're cruising or just vibing at home, let your soul shine with Smokey's Soul Town. Channel 74 and at home on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
The first place to talk hoops every weekday morning is the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
Overrated? Do you watch the guy play? He's unstoppable.
They're breaking down all the latest from the association.
I think he's a baller, and I think people would give up assets to get a guy like that.
Along with some laughs.
Kevin Durant, you need to get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Reprimanding the fans for booing. It's like, come on, man.
The starting lineup, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern. Only on Sirius XM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Hello, it's me, Katie Nolan, host of Casuals on the SiriusXM Podcast Network. It's a podcast for people who like sports a normal amount. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm joined by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment to break down our favorite news stories from the sports world and beyond. It really doesn't matter what level of sports fandom or knowledge you have, just bring what you've got. We're all here to have fun and learn together. No judgments. You can find Casuals on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Love you. Mean it.
NBA Radio on Sirius XM is available on your connected devices. Listen at home anytime you want with Amazon Alexa, Google Assistant, or however you stream in the house.
Sports Hub headlines presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Scoreboard's brought to you by Town Fair Tire. For the guaranteed lowest prices on tires, go to Town Fair Tire because nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody. Celtics trailing the Magic 49-48 at the half. Earlier today, the Thunder beat the Grizzlies 131-80. Red Sox lost to the White Sox 8-4 at Fenway. Hurricanes leading the Devils 3-0 in the second. Brandy and Max have the call of the second half next on the BetMGM 98.5 The Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Tracks.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. Visit your New England Chevy dealers.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you feel like a Bosch.
Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business. It's how restaurants become reliably up and running neighborhood favorites. How retailers become seamlessly restocking, cybersecurity must-visit shops. And how healthcare offices become the data managing caregivers that we all depend on. With reliable connectivity, enhanced cybersecurity, advanced fiber solutions, and Wi-Fi backup, Comcast Business is powering the engine of modern business. Powering possibilities.
Now through May 4th, new customers can get started with 150 megabit internet for $59.99. Gotta get up to a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Call today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Requires enrollment in paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account. Early termination fee applies. Equipment, taxes, and other fees extra and subject to change.
Boston, 26.2 miles of pure grit, just like your engine, pushing its limits. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, fast, reliable, just like a well-oiled machine, will keep you running smoothly. Whether you're conquering Heartbreak Hill or tackling the daily commute, the team at Valvoline Instant Oil Change has your back. Get in, get out, get back on the road within 15 minutes. Valvoline Instant Oil Change, because life's a marathon, not a sprint. The official oil change of keeping Boston moving.
This is Reliving the Green.
What a bat by DJ. 42 for Paul Pierce. A 3-pointer for Danny. KG is locked and loaded tonight.
A look back at this date in Celtics history.
Clock is rolling. 8 seconds to go. Rondo straight away. Pierce running off a screen. Rondo still with it. Finds Ray Allen. Elevates. 3. Got it! 2 seconds left. No timeout for the Bulls. Tyrus Thomas from half court at 4. and the Celtics, by the skin of their teeth, have evened the series at a game apiece.
Dude, are you kidding me? This is a classic on top of classic.
And little did we know there were many more classics to come. 16 years ago in the opening round against the Chicago Bulls, Celtics lost game one to rookie Derrick Rose and the Bulls, and then barely, as you heard, won game two before that series went to Chicago. You had the Rondo Kirk-Heinrich dust-up. You had all those overtime games, and one of the greatest playoff series really ever played, certainly one of the greatest first-round series ever played, with the Celtics ended up winning that series in 7 games. The first round begins today with a shaky second quarter for the defending champs. Orlando comes from 12 points down. They have the lead, 49-48, as we go to the third quarter of game one. And if you're scripting this thing for Orlando, you couldn't have things go much better. 10 offensive rebounds, creating a lot of extra possessions. Banchero got going in that second quarter. He was great. Here is the key number. The Celtics are going to outshoot Orlando from 3 in terms of percentage. But if the Magic can keep the total number of threes close, they're going to have a real chance in this series. And in the first half, even though the Celtics shot a better percentage, both teams only made 7 threes, and Orlando would love to see that number stay right there.
Well, stay right there, but also if you're Orlando, just the fact that the Celtics really need is to rebound the basketball. If you give that many second chance opportunities to a team that struggles to score, what are you going to do? Wendell Carter so far, a junior, has no points in this game. He has 8 rebounds, but he hasn't even scored. So it's virtually been Banchero has done it, and Wagner has done it, 15 and 19.
Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis 7 for 21 in the first half of game one. Orlando has the ball wearing the navy blue uniforms, going left to right in the second half of game one with a 1-point lead. Ball in the hands of Corey Joseph. Moving to his right against Tatum. Push pass, Banchero. Drew Holiday comes out to challenge Banchero. Kate takes him in pretty deep. Step back in the baseline. Jumper no good. Rebound touched over the cylinder by Wendell Carter, looking for his first points. He just cost Orlando 2 because that ball was going to go in, and he put his hand on it over the cylinder.
He felt like it was coming out, but, you know, sometimes you just try to make a move.
No, LeBron got called for that same thing yesterday. Porzingis sets the screen for Derek White. Reaching in, Wendell Carter rips it away from Derek White, but he can't control it. Porzingis hands to Jaylen Brown, who dives in and scores off the glass. Celtics catch a break.
Derek White's holding his hand right now.
Remember, he had that late in the year. He is favoring that right thumb right now. Franz Wagner. Straight away. Orlando ball hawking. They're very busy with their hands. Derek White was the victim. Wagner down the left side. Tries to scoop it over. Porzingis never got a look at the rim, and he missed. Always goes back to the right hand. That's what cost him in Game 7 last year. Derek White drop back to Porzingis. Muscled by Franz Wagner. Here's the entry to Tatum. Tatum spinning on Joseph. Bumps him to create room, and his 17-footer is no good. Rebound Banchero. Tatum plays bully ball, but the shot doesn't fall. Banchero into the front court, dribbles to 16 feet, drop back to Carter, launches the 3, no good. And the rebound snatched down by Tatum, his 6th rebound of game 1. Jaylen Brown up the right side. Start and stop, driving on Carter, tiptoes the baseline, kick out Derek White. He draws 2 men on the wing. They just will not let him get a 3 away. Jaylen Brown, he's going to elevate over Carter. His 3 is no good. Rebound Banchero. They're not going to let Derek White shoot 3s.
Good looks. The tighter this game becomes, the more comfortable and confident Orlando should be.
This has been played the way they've wanted it to for the last 10 minutes or so. Caldwell Pope catching the corner. His 3 is no good. Rebound belongs to Orlando, and it's going to result in a foul. Carter came up with it. The long shot gave a long rebound. Celtics had him boxed out, but ball came over Tatum and White right to Carter, and he got knocked out.
Another offensive rebound. As I said, you are looking at Jason Tatum said my second. I was the one that fouled him then. But you also look now at Derek White, still holding that thumb you talk about. Didn't take that jump shot a minute ago, had an opportunity.
He's still holding on to the right thumb with his left hand. Wagner tried to turn the corner. He just bats Holiday away. Falls down, throws up a crazy shot, no good. Jaylen Brown is the rebound. Wow, that was a lot of contact. Drew Holiday into the front court, steps back into an open 3 and hits it, man. Just when you need somebody to make a play, Drew Holiday always does. His first bucket of game 1, 53-49. Celtics by 4. Banchero deep on the right side. Holiday dogging him. Banchero spinning, driving, gets in deep, rises. Can't get it to go. Rebound, Celtics have it, Derek White. Derek White put that in his left hand as he dribbled. He gets it back from Holiday, draws contact from behind as he runs it off the window and in. That could easily have been an and one. But the Celtics have scored the first 7 points of the third quarter.
Delay a game here.
Wow, that's going to draw the ire of the crowd after they let the foul go. 55-49, Boston by 6. Celtics led by 12 early in the second quarter, then the Magic just took over. Corey Joseph picks up his dribble, needs some help here, shovels it to Carter on the three-point line, hand to Franz Wagner. Wagner against Porzingis. Wagner dribbling between his legs, starts down the right side, scoreless. Drew Holiday into the front court, hand off Derek White, pretty good look, left side three, score it, and the foul.
They like that play. But, you know, Sean, I'm telling you, if you look at this play again, this handoff, is it an illegal pick right there? Comes across, hits him with the body. Boom. Just a small one. Delayed, but gets the shot off. Count that one and one.
Given what they're calling and what they're not, now we weren't going to call an offensive foul there on Holiday.
What are you saying?
I'm saying they're letting him play here today.
It's Easter.
And by the way, that's if you're the Orlando Magic, you say that's great.
Yeah.
Let us play.
Yeah, because we are the more physical of the teams. But here's the thing about the Celtics: they need to adapt. They have to adapt.
Derek White has 21. The only other Celtic in double figures is Peyton Pritchard, who had 11 points in his 7 minutes, late first, early second. A 4-point play for Derek White. And the Celtics have started the third quarter on an 11-2 run to lead by 8.
This is where they can hurt you. The Celtics, in fact, that's a carry.
Joseph gets away with it, almost lost it out of bounds, throws it back into play where it deflects off Holiday out of bounds. Magic teetering on the brink of a turnover. Here's the difference. The Celtics just ran off 10 points in about 2 minutes. Orlando can't really do that.
Well, what Orlando can do, as you said, slow the game down a little bit and start to be more physical.
Caldwell Pope. Let's look at the side of the bounds. It's safe for the Banchero. Going to move to Franz Wagner at the free throw line. Turns, fires, no good. He forced that. Tatum rebound number 7. Tatum up the left side of the floor. Hasn't done much offensively, but he's been good on the glass. Tatum. Caldwell Pope showing double team as Tatum pounds Joseph to the mid block. Finally, they call the foul. Tatum steps through and scores, but the foul was called on the floor well before the shot.
Corey Joseph is doing a nice job. 4 fouls on him now. Now, who do you bring into the game? Is it going to be Cole Anthony?
That's what I would do.
Nope.
Well, with Anthony Black at the start of the game with the early substitution, and that's what's going to happen again.
But, and if you are Orlando, you'll sacrifice somebody like Corey. You said, you know what? Be unattainable. Don't let him score in double figures. We'll take that all day. If you foul out, so be it.
Jamal Mosley loves the defense of the 21-year-old Anthony Black, just longer than Cole Anthony. Jaylen Brown at the free throw line. Pump fake, steps through on Carter. Hand up Porzingis, rolling down the left side, and he gets fouled.
Here's what Orlando isn't doing. They're not giving up on these plays. Before you saw that would have been a dunk over the Porzingis. This time you still hack down and make the Celtics earn it.
But 3 team fouls already on Orlando.
I love when you say that one thing. But
well, there's the consequence of that.
I understand that, but you didn't hear what I said. I said I love hearing you say that.
That's why we're here. That's why we.
But he missed the free throws.
Celtics. The game began inauspiciously with Tatum missing 2 free throws. Tatum has missed all 3 of his threes. Has missed both of his free throws. Tatum is sitting on 6 points here, early in the third quarter. But the Celtics have an 8-point lead.
Is that a bad sign?
It is for Orlando. Porzingis gets the second free throw, and the Celtics on a 12-2 run to start the second quarter from down 1 to up 9. With 8:08 to go in the third. Anthony Black finds Wagner. Left side, Banchero. Drew Holiday comes out to challenge him. Banchero can't turn the corner because Derek White jumps out at him. Banchero ducks the shoulder into Derek White, floats one up. Derek White got a piece of it, comes down to Banchero, and he's able to score. Derek White is saying, I didn't touch it. That should have been traveling.
Yeah. Couldn't catch that ball again.
21 for Banchero. Drop back from Jaylen Brown to Derek White. 3 comes up short, and the rebound for
Porzingis in this game.
Just the third miss for Derek White in 10 tries. Drew Holiday, clean strip of Franz Wagner. He's going to dribble into the front court and launch a 3.
Oh, that's big. Talking about Drew stepping up. You tell me if there are better two guards defensively in the history of the Boston Celtics, a combo.
Drew Holiday just waits and bides his time till the Celtics need him to make a play, and then he makes a play. 7:29 to go, third quarter of Game 1. Boston 63, Orlando 53 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
The best place to get your basketball fix every weekday is Give and Go with Worldwide Wob, Rob Perez, and former NBA champion Antonio Daniels on NBA Radio.
If you got Steph, you got a chance.
Evan Mobley, his unicorn status is about to be unlocked.
They'll cover every story and talk to great guests across the association every afternoon.
NBA Hall of Famer Mike Breen.
Anything shy of certainly the finals would be a disappointment for the Celtics.
It's Give and Go, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app.
Hello, it's me, Katie Nolan, host of Casuals on the SiriusXM Podcast Network. It's a podcast for people who like sports a normal amount. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm joined by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment to break down our favorite news stories from the sports world and beyond. It really doesn't matter what level of sports fandom or knowledge you have, just bring what you've got. We're all here to have fun and learn together. No judgments. You can find Casuals on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Love you. Mean it.
Hi, I'm Carney Wilson from Wilson Phillips. 35 years ago, in the spring of 1990, we released our debut self-titled album.
Hold on for one more day.
And all this week, I'm here on Mom Jeans, reminiscing about the songs from that record and the music and pop culture from the late 80s and early 90s.
Mom Jeans, now for a limited time on Channel 105 on most radios, and always available year-round on the SiriusXM app.
For the best basketball talk every afternoon, don't miss Justin Termini and NBA legend Eddie Johnson on SiriusXM NBA Radio.
If you don't play as a team, you can't win.
They have too much talent, and now it's starting to show.
They're breaking down the top stories in the NBA and talking to the biggest names in the league.
It's Magic Johnson.
We've always been about winning championships.
Catch NBA Today with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 7 Eastern. Only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app.
Brady and Max back at the Amica Insurance broadcast booth. Celtics have turned a 3-point deficit into a 10-point lead. 63-53 with 7:29 to go in the third quarter. And they have done this, Max, with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps Porzingis 0 for 6 from 3.
Well, I think that the thing you said, you look at it, how dangerous can the Celtics be with all the options they have? You think about Porzingis not scoring in double figures. You think about White. You think about White's scoring in double figures. Everybody else, when you don't have their main guys, not scoring the basketball, but they're still ahead.
Therein lies the problem of you. How many guys can you stop if you're the Orlando Magic? As good as they are at stopping guys.
Oh, that's another one I love. Therein lies. I love that.
Because it sounds a little more haughty than it really is.
It sounds sexy, though.
Therein lies. Therein lies the truth. Therein lies the facts.
Well, I don't like that part. Therein lies the truth. Don't like that part.
Talked about the psychology not only of Game 1, but particularly when you've got 75 hours to wait between Game 1 and Game 2 here on Wednesday night. Have that in a lot of the series. The Lakers have got 72 hours to lick their wounds after getting battered at home by Minnesota in Game 1.
That might be a good thing for those guys to be in Hollywood like that.
Dan Carroll against Drew Holiday. One dribble, throws the shoulder into Holiday, turns, fades, baseline, rims out. Tatum snatches another rebound. Offensively, he struggled 3 of 10, but Tatum now has 7 rebounds. Over the shoulder pass lead for Jaylen Brown. Jaylen throws the shoulder into Caldwell Pope. Gets into the mid block. A lot of hand fighting. Jaylen turns, runs it up. Does not get the bounce. Rebound Franz Wagner. Derek White tried to sneak in with another one of those white collar crimes, but he couldn't rip it away from Wagner. Franz Wagner spinning on Derek White. Runs right into Drew Holiday, who commits the foul.
Will they give the pass? Will they give a shot here?
That's what they're discussing. From Franz Wagner's reaction, it looks like they're not giving him free throws. They are not.
Now they gave him a shot. Because that time he was turned around going back towards the rim. Another guy you keep an eye on this game. Caldwell Pope has not been involved in this game.
A couple of threes, but Entry, Wagner under the basket, trying to move it back towards Isaac, deflected by Porzingis. Derek White racing into the front court, another Orlando turnover. Derek White pressured along the sidelines and fouled. And now, because they were so physical, herein lies the problem for Orlando. Now,
hold on, Shakespeare. Hold on.
Now they no longer have a foul to give with 6:40 to go in the third.
I got it.
Tatum on the inbound to Derek White. Pressure by Caldwell Pope. Moving to his right. Now Isaac picks him up. Long cross court. Tatum's got it. 11 on the shot clock. Tatum against Caldwell Pope. Tatum, right-hand dribble, into the paint. Attack switches to the left, but misses at the rim again. And the rebound for Banchero comes out of his shoe. Somebody did down there as a shoe as Banchero races into the front court. Jalen slows him down. Long cross court into the left corner. Black up fakes on Derek White. Returns to Wagner. They run him off the three-point line. He throws it back over his shoulder to Black, who's open in the corner for three.
Himself. Tatum just can't get those little bunnies to go in.
Tatum is 3 of 11. Jaylen Brown 4 of 11. Porzingis 1 for 4.
Wow.
And Joe Missoula going to grab timeout.
Looked like a foul in the backcourt there. It's a good time by Joe Missoula. Get things straightened out. You know, we're getting good looks. We're getting good shots. But we just have to knock them down.
Celtics are now 12 of 27 inside the three-point line, which is where Orlando wants them shooting. 6:02 to go. Third quarter of Game 1. Boston 63, Orlando 56 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
At Amica Insurance, we've been protecting New Englanders for generations, long before the first Celtics banner was raised or the iconic parquet floor was laid. For 117 years, Amica's been providing world-class service across auto, home, and life insurance. So you can count on Amica to show up for you like you show up for the Celtics. Amica Insurance, proud sponsor of the 18-time world champion Boston Celtics.
The NBA 82-game grind is done. Ready for all the playoff drama? Get in on the playoff action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. DraftKings has been the home of NBA player props all season, and that's continuing all the way through the playoffs. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting something simple, like picking a team to win and make your pick. It is that easy. Here's something special for first-timers as well. New DraftKings customers bet $5.
Hey sports fans, it's TSI Mike. Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. It's that time of the show. Please let us know where you're watching from in the chat. Where in the world are you hanging out with us at? Let us know your city and province, city and state if you're in the United States, city and country flag all over the world. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and letting us know and everyone know where you're watching. And also, you can check out that link that's pinned in the chat and in the description, our live viewers tab on our website, and go see where everybody's watching from.
Where in the world are you watching from? Now's the time to show for you to let us know where you're watching from in that chat or by visiting our new live viewers website. Holy Mackinac! As we are passing 100,000 insiders on Toronto Sports Insider, the playoff pulse is a global force. Visit TorontoSportsInsider.com to see our live viewer map and where fans are cheering from right across the globe. While you're there, check out our awesome new website and fresh merch options. Let's keep growing this global community.
Games rarely take on the sort of statistical formula and profile you think that they will, but this one exactly has. Orlando has limited teams in their three-point attempts all year long. Celtics led the NBA record average over 48 a game. They're on pace for about 32 or 33 here in Game 1. They shot them well, which is what you do. Orlando doesn't give up a low percentage from three. They give up a low volume from three. But the difference in the game, as you said, Max, Orlando forces you to score at the rim, and the Celtics have not been able to do that. Yet, despite Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis having quiet days, they're up by 7. Boston ball out of the timeout.
They're the score back in this game. Pritchard's back in.
He did score effectively in his first stint. Jaylen Brown on the wing. Enters to Porzingis in the paint. Rises at 10 feet. Jumper bounces out. And the rebound belongs to Anthony Black. Porzingis now 1 for 5 here in game 1. Banchero spins away from Holiday. Finds Anthony Black. Return to Banchero. Ball punched away by Holiday again. Into the hands of Porzingis. Here's Peyton Pritchard. Front court against Anthony Black. Pritchard gets a Tatum screen, puts it in the hands of Holiday, bounce pass to the cutter. Tatum scoops it up, no good. Offensive rebound, Jaylen Brown will kick back out toward open Drew Holiday, and his 3 is right down the middle.
Jaylen Brown's second chance opportunity now.
66-56. How about this? White and Holiday are 8 of 12 from 3. Porzingis, Brown, and Tatum are 0 for 6. Boston again by 10. Anthony Black. The bounce pass for Banchero, towering over Pritchard at the three-point line. Banchero, a couple of dribbles to the left hand, turns, moves it down low to Isaac, punched away by Porzingis. Would have been a shot clock violation anyway. Pritchard shovel pass late. Holiday, lob for Jaylen Brown, who catches in midair and lays it off the window and in.
But the defense by the Celtics is ungodly.
5 straight for the Celtics. They have their largest lead. Banchero spins away and knocks down a 3. Well, he's hit some big shots today. He's been great. Remember Banchero's last playoff game, he almost had 40 in Game 7 last year. He's got 24 in Game 1 today. Tatum blows by Banchero, lobs it up to Porzingis. He missed him. Porzingis is able to keep it alive on the rim long enough for Tatum to get there and throw down a putback two-hand slam.
And now the Celtics will get second chance opportunities.
The play by Porzingis was significant there, that he was able to get it towards the rim, even though it was a bad pass by Tatum. Banchero steps into another 3. It's no good. Rebound Jaylen Brown. Celtics by 11. And the ball. 4:04 to go in the third. Jaylen, offensive end, switches to the left hand. Porzingis got knocked down to the paint, so Jaylen takes the jumper from the dotted line. It's no good, but he got fouled.
Porzingis is taking a beating. If I had a white towel, I'd throw it in right now. Because they are whacking, they are chopping. They're like lumberjacks down there chopping at the tree.
This is an MMA fight, is what this is.
I thought you were talking about the Legends fight. Tonight, right? Didn't you say that? It was a big one tonight. You talked about it.
Oh, John Cena.
Yeah, the Legends. Yeah.
Well, Cody Rhodes is still in his prime. First free throw is good for Jaylen Brown.
Cody Rhodes is
Second
the
day of
son of Dusty.
Son of the son of a plumber.
The American Dream. What is it, the American Dream?
American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Hey, we didn't need you to talk like that.
You
Okay.
basically begged me to do it.
I guess that was it was appropriate. I like that.
Jaylen Brown gets both free throws. 72-59. Celtics come out of that Joe Missoula timeout on a 9-3 run. This is their largest lead, up by 13 with 3:54 to go in the third. Good things have happened when Pritchard's been on the floor here. Anthony Black pressured by Pritchard. Moves to the left side to Banchero. Throws a shoulder into Jaylen Brown. Jaylen reaches for the steal. Banchero keeps it alive. Turns, and they're calling a foul on Jaylen. Banchero goes down. Fans can't believe it. Celtics bench looking at it. Not a shooting foul, so I don't think it's worth challenging. They're talking about it. But I don't think they're challenging.
No, I don't think you're going to challenge either. But, man, great defensive play there.
This is the first foul on Jaylen Brown.
Stay focused.
Banchero behind the Isaac screen. Tatum on his shoulder. Banchero dives in past Porzingis. Scoops it up, no good. Isaac can't get the offensive rebound. Porzingis does, and he gets it away to Tatum. Celtics have numbers here if they go quick. Holiday into the front court. Bounce past Tatum. He's going to attack the paint. Scoop it up and in.
You might not be able to score as well, but you're scoring often, and you're playing, damn it, defense.
And they're scoring off of the defense they are playing on these fast break opportunities. And just like that, the Celtics have their largest lead of Game 1. 3:23 to go in the third quarter. Boston leading at 74-59.
You do what you need to do if you're the Celtics right now. If you want to make it ugly, and that's the thing about the Celtics, they can play an ugly game and still win that way. Orlando has to play their game and hope that they can bring the Celtics down in the mud. Right now, they're not. Here's another thing that's happening. Not as many second chance opportunities now for Orlando, and because of that, the Celtics, once they get the rebound, the thing you keep going over and over again, you keep saying Celtics have numbers going the other way. And
this is not sustainable for Orlando. They cannot score in bunches. the way the Celtics have. Celtics have outscored Orlando 26-10 in this third quarter.
Well, I got all my friends right now who are probably listening to this game. One thing they're doing right now, I know, ABC, anybody but the Celtics. Because the Celtics right now, I just continue to hope they stay healthy and play this way.
So such an interesting choice for ABC to choose this game. Listen, anybody who's an NBA fan knows that Golden State-Houston game is going to be, that series is going to be must-see. Because you're going to have Dylan Brooks and Draymond Green, and Ime is going to get involved. There's a lot of great stuff to it, but the narrative that ABC was going with today is, hey, it's going to be OKC and Boston. Boston and OKC, let's start their playoff runs. There's not going to be a lot of games on ABC, ESPN for the Celtics. It's going to be more heavy TNT in these first couple of rounds, particularly his first round.
We asked for Cole Anthony.
Yeah, Cole Anthony hasn't played as much as I would play against Jaylen Brown. Pull up three, air ball, rebound, out of bounds, off Carter. Should be Boston ball, and it is.
Zone in. Shot being taken by Cole Anthony, but air ball.
What we're seeing now, which is disheartening for Orlando, is that the Celtics basically in the third quarter said, you want to play rock fight? We can win a rock fight too. Tatum, drop step on Banchero. He takes the lane away, so Tatum brings it back out. Shot clock down to 7. Tatum
just his sweatband.
As Wendell Carter lined up, Tatum switches to the right hand, back to the left. He's going to pull up, force a three. Air ball. That was much ado about absolutely nothing.
Yeah, what happened is his sweatband they had on his forearm went all the way down to his wrist. He was readjusting it while he was trying to dribble.
Tatum, Porzingis, and Jaylen Brown 0 for 7 from 3. Cole Anthony drives at the last second, scoops it with the left hand, no good. Not what he wanted to do, but he took himself off balance. Still 74-59, Boston by 15. Tatum goes right side. Porzingis looking to get on the board from deep, but he missed the three. Cole Anthony deflects the rebound. All he does is deflect it out of bounds. Yes, he and Pritchard were battling, and this will go back to Boston. And the Celtics are starting to win the small battles now.
That is going to be a key to this game. Make it ugly, make it nasty, but again, if you want to throw rocks, we're throwing boulders. I got a great story about rock fight and my brother.
Inbound, Peyton Pritchard puts it in the hands of Al Horford, going to return it to Tatum. 9 of the shot clock. Tatum against Wendell Carter, dribbling between his legs. Tatum switches to the right hand, driving strong in the paint, kicks to the corner. Jaylen a couple of pump fakes. He's going to step into the mid-block in his 14-footer, bounces out. Pritchard keeps the rebound alive, swatting it to Tatum, who shovels out to Jaylen Brown and ducks the shoulder, drives strong, two-hand slam. Peyton Pritchard is creating havoc.
Pritchard inside out just kept that basketball alive.
76-59, largest lead, bad pass, out of bounds. It was deflected by Jaylen Brown and Al Horford who were in there, so Orlando will keep it, but the momentum has turned dramatically. Orlando had a great second quarter here in Game 1, but they have been smothered here in the third.
Boy, that defense has been absolutely bad, and not allowing those second chance opportunities. Take the ball away from them.
Magic have scored 10 points in the third quarter. They led at halftime. Now they're down by 17. Cole Anthony drops it for Banchero. His free throw line jumper is good.
Finally something good.
26 for Banchero. He and Franz Wagner have 43 with just 18 for the rest of the Magic. Peyton Pritchard, right-hand dribble, right side of the floor against Cole Anthony. Moves back to his left. Stumbles a little bit, moves it to Al Horford. Horford drives baseline on Banchero, gets in deep, going to muscle it off the glass. Bad shot, no good. Banchero the rebound. 26-10 now for Banchero. He moves to his left, away from Pritchard. Good help from Al Horford. Forces Banchero into a tough dribble. He throws it away, but he hit Pritchard with it, and Pritchard was standing out of bounds when he did. So Orlando will keep it now. They have the shot clock at 24, so it should go back down. It does to 15.
One thing that's happening that Orlando's doing, predictable. They put the ball on the floor, turn their back. The defenders are coming on the backside. Is Wendell Carter even scored yet?
No, but stand by. Banchero, over the shoulder pass. Cole Anthony, left-hand dribble, bodies into Pritchard, goes off the glass, no good. That contact was completely initiated by Cole Anthony, but he's going to be rewarded with free throws.
Cole Anthony, boy, he can play volleyball. This time just went right into Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard didn't do anything really, but Cole Anthony made that happen once he had his hands out.
Maybe it's just me, just watching him a lot the last few weeks. But when I see Cole Anthony the way he's playing now and making a difference, all I'm thinking back to is he gets the first free throw. is the Dallas Jalen Brunson.
Good example. I think that obviously Jalen Brunson is a better scorer, but
he developed it.
Yeah. Think about him though. He is so tricky though. And Jalen Brunson, he is just.
They had Cade psyched out in game 1 yesterday. All of a sudden, the Pistons looked around and they were on the big stage. Remember the last time the Pistons won a playoff game? You and I were there. Jaylen Brown, straight away. 39 seconds to go in the third. Boston lead is 13. Jaylen, left-hand dribble over the shoulder pass. Good look for Pritchard. 3, air ball. Wow. The Celtics, they've shot a good percentage from 3. But Pritchard, Tatum, Porzingis, I've counted at least 4 air balls from 3.
Yeah. These for them are easy shots. They were trying for a 2-for-1 opportunity here. See if the Magic rush.
Nice little recovery here for Orlando. They've scored the last 4 to cut it to 13. They've got it here. 9-second differential on the 2 clocks. Cole Anthony on the left side. Holiday takes the 3 away. Ball moved back to Banchero. Banchero shuttles it into Wagner, who dives in. Scoops, no good. Offensive rebound thrown down by Wendell Carter, and he's on the board. Magic at the final 6 of the quarter. 15 seconds to go. 76-65. Boston lead is 11. Jaylen Brown crosses half court. 8 seconds to go in the quarter. Jaylen moving to his right. Runs into Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony was moving, and now, because Orlando was physical early in the quarter, they are over the limit, so this will be free throws.
Tried to jump into the passing lane, but no passing lane was there. Just hit him with the body, and Jaylen, he just bounced off of it. Jaylen didn't even move. That's how strong Jaylen is. You try to stand Jaylen up, Jaylen whacks you with his body, you go down. Now, one thing we'll say, I'll wait till these free throws are over.
Why?
The thing I was about to say, people say you jinx them while you shoot, but one thing we're saying right now is watching Jaylen Brown move. And we have not seen any residuals of what we thought was that injury that held him back. He's moving extremely well on both ends of the floor. If you're a Celtic fan, you have to be happy about that.
Derek White comes back in for defense here for these last 5 seconds of the third quarter. See a lot more of this. Every second counts. Every possession counts. Jaylen makes the 2 free throws. Boston by 13. 5 seconds to go in the third. Inbound, Banchero's got it. Clock is rolling. Holiday dogging him in the backcourt. Banchero cross court, almost picked off. Jaylen Brown went crashing into Wagner. That could have been a foul that would have put the Celtics over the limit, but it came too late. And that will do it for quarter number 3. Celtics led by 8 at the end of 1. Orlando led by 1 at halftime, but it was all Celtics in quarter number 3, and they lead by 13 as we make the turn for home. End of 3 in game 1. Boston 78, Orlando 65 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to take an adventure with rugged capability and commanding style. Check out the Honda Ridgeline, Pilot, or CR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Pilot, a 1.99% APR on a 2025 Ridgeline, or a 2.99% APR on a 2025 CR-V.
See dealer for financing details.
Big thanks to Kelly's Roast Beef for their generosity. For every 3-pointer Boston hits this month, they'll donate $33 to one mission, helping kids fight cancer, up to $10,000. Kelly's Roast Beef, home of the original 3-way. Proud to be local, always original.
All roads start with golf. The daily commute, road trips, reunions, even tip off at TD Garden. They all start with golf. While most focus on the destination, at golf, they focus on the journey. And with the Golf Pay app, Celtics fans can score savings like 5 cents off per gallon every day, along with a fast and convenient way to pay. Golf, the official fuel partner of the Boston Celtics. It all starts here. See app for details.
110 Grill in Athol is the perfect place to get together with friends and family. Thanks to their award-winning allergy commitment, 100% of their main menu can be prepared gluten-free. Visit them in Athol today, or to find another location near you, head to 110grill.com. 110 is a proud partner of the NBA champion Boston Celtics.
When I was a kid, my grandpop used to say to my grandma, "I love you to the moon and back."
It always symbolizes deep love for her. So this Mother's Day, I've created a beautiful to the moon and back sterling silver diamond necklace. Go to IHateStevensinger.com and see the silhouette of a crescent moon filled with sparkling diamonds, hugging a silver heart engraved with I love you to the moon and back, right on the other side. See this magnificent Mother's Day gift now at IHateStevensinger.com. It's only $98. Ship for free. IHateStevensinger.com.
To the fourth quarter we go. In game number one, Celtics take a 13-point lead. Into the fourth, 78-65. Our thanks to Kelly's Roast Beef for their generosity. Every three the Celtics hit, they donate $33 to One Mission helping kids fight cancer. Kelly's Roast Beef, home of the original three-way. Proud to be local, always original. Orlando keeping it close in that category. 11 made threes for the Celtics, about nearly not quite half their season average, a little more than half. 9 for Orlando. They'll take that. But here's the big number right now to me. The Magic, third in the Eastern Conference. They average 23 free throws per game. They have 5 through three quarters of game number one.
On the previous play and you'll watch to see how the Magic try to continuously kind of trash this game up. What I'd like to see the Celtics do is get the ball to Porzingis in the paint a few more times. He's had a couple looks at it, has missed those, but you have not had him involved in this game today. But the Celtics are still leading, still up by 13. That's a good thing for the Celtics.
Banchero's been great.
Yeah, Banchero's been great. But Wendell Carter, who is probably a pretty good scorer, he has 10 rebounds for only 2 points tonight. So
Carter did not have a great year, but he had a good finish.
I watched him in a couple of games, especially the game against Orlando. He's really good. Knocked down shots, played
Atlanta.
well. Yeah, Atlanta.
Good playing game. Yeah, he was really good earlier this week. It's a strange year for the Orlando Magic. High expectations. They get off to a really good start. And then just crazy injury after crazy injury hit. That's why people were comparing it to the 21 Celtics in the COVID year. When, like everybody did, so many guys in and out of the lineup ended up with a 500 year playing a team that
was called with
better
only
than them.
5 seconds on the game clock on the prior possession to end the third quarter. Therefore, by rule, the free throws must be attempted by Wagner. We will put 5 tenths on the game clock, 2 free throws for Orlando, and then immediately start the fourth quarter.
Wow.
So
there, foul on Jaylen Brown.
So what's interesting is there has been no record of a coach's challenge. Did the officials just do that on their own?
Well, could you have it from SickKids? Going back, looking at it.
We said there was a collision, and what I said in real time was it was obviously too late because they did not call the foul. So forget everything we just said. Reset everything to 0.5 of a second left in the third quarter.
This is a gift, though.
Yeah, these are a couple of points here for Orlando. Franz Wagner is a really good free throw shooter. Second foul on Jaylen Brown. As we said, the Celtics did not have a foul to give. That's why they were being too aggressive with just a couple of seconds left when the best Magic could have hoped for was a half-court shot. Instead, they're probably going to end up with 2 points here, and they do, and every one matters. So score at the end of 3 will be 78-67 as a three-quarters court shot will go wide. So now we will go to the fourth quarter with the lead 11, not 13.
Now you just go back to the game, but that's unusual. It had to be called from SickKids, though, because the officials looked like they just said, no foul. So there's some power down in Jersey.
So Celtics lead is 11. First possession of the fourth quarter. Derek White into the front court, gets the Horford screen, slides to his right, returns to the Horford straight away. Back to Derek White. He's got a good look. Right side three is good. They just did not get out of him. They've been trying to deny Derek White threes, and they have not been doing it very well. Derek White is 5 of 8 from 3. He has 5 of Boston's 12 threes in the game, 6 of 12. They're having trouble with the stats now. Wagner force it down low to Wendell. Carter gets away from Derek White and lays it in. So we're at 81-69. Boston by 12. Celtics ball. 38 seconds into the fourth quarter. Derek White going to move it to Horford straight away. And away from the ball, we got a foul called, I believe, on Wagner. Tatum ended up shoving him down after the foul. Franz Wagner comes up to complain to Zach Zarba.
the thing I am loving with this, and Southern being more engaged, is looking at Wagner. There's no fear in him.
Nope. But I don't like Orlando committing bad fouls here because this is creating a free throw disparity that they can't overcome. Tatum in the corner, pulls up. Wagner got a hand on it, deflects it away out of bounds. Celtics will keep it with 4.7 to shoot. Celtics have out-attempted Orlando. That's a big number, 16-5 for the free throw line. Entry, Derek White runs back to the corner, follow-away three at the top of the backboard, trying to beat the shot clock. Orlando has the rebound. Franz Wagner into the front court, two-step, bad handoff to the trailer Carter. He missed him. Pritchard picks it off, diagonal lead for Derek White, and he scores.
That's a big play. You had a chance to get that to about 10 points.
Turnovers piling up here in game one for Orlando, up to 14 now. Is a big part of the third quarter. Wendell Carter doesn't look at the rim. Hand to Caleb Houston. He turns the corner. Blocked from behind. Sam Hauser got his hand on that. And loose ball gobbled up by Horford, who races into the front court. Lead for Pritchard. Pull up three. Got it.
Man, that's solid. That is solid. And you know you don't give credit to here Hauser for coming up with that block on the backside, getting the ball to Al. Al leading the break. Pritchard being the recipient.
Timeout, Jamal Mosley. But the story of the second half of game one has been for a week. We've heard about how dominant Orlando's defense is. It's the Celtics who have been smothering defensively. They have turned it into offense, and they lead by 17. 10:28 to go in game one. Boston 86, Orlando 69 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
The first place to talk hoops every weekday morning is the starting lineup with Frank Isola and Brian Scalabrine.
Overrated? Do you watch the guy play? He's unstoppable.
They're breaking down all the latest from the association.
I think he's a baller, and I think people would give up assets to get a guy like that.
Along with some laughs.
Kevin Durant, you need to get married and be miserable like the rest of us. Reprimanding the fans for booing. It's like, come on, man.
The starting lineup, weekday mornings from 7 to 10 Eastern. Only on Sirius XM NBA Radio, Channel 86, and the Sirius XM app.
Feel the excitement of the UEFA Champions League knockout stage on Sirius XM FC. Europe's best clubs.
What a start for Inter! And Barca are level! Brilliant Arsenal goal!
The world's brightest stars.
Mbappe! Kane! Rafinha!
All chasing club soccer's ultimate prize.
A new page in their glorious history.
The Champions League knockout stage, where legends are made. On Sirius XM FC, channel 157 in the car, and the Sirius XM app.
From new artist discovery,
You look like you love me,
to icons curating their very own channels.
Hey, this is Chris Stapleton.
I'm Carrie Underwood.
This is Kenny Chesney.
Just to say we did. Sirius XM is the destination for artists who live country music. The next generation. The legends.
I walk the line.
One place, multiple channels. Be country. Check out the full lineup on the Sirius XM app. Just search country.
The best place to get your basketball fix every weekday is Give and Go with Worldwide Wob, Rob Perez, and former NBA champion Antonio Daniels on NBA Radio.
If you got Steph, you got a chance.
Evan Mobley, his unicorn status is about to be unlocked.
They'll cover every story and talk to great guests across the association every afternoon.
NBA Hall of Famer Mike Breen.
Anything shy of certainly the finals would be a disappointment for the Celtics.
It's Give and Go, weekdays from 1 to 4 p.m. Eastern, only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the Sirius XM app.
Celtics in command now. They have pushed the lead to 17 with 10:28 to go in game one, and they have done it with some remarkable defense, which has turned into easy offense, which you don't get very often against Orlando. You can score 5 cents off per gallon with GoPay. Download the GoPay app today for the fast and convenient way to pay at the pump. Go, proud to be the official fuel partner of the Boston Celtics. See app for details. Celtics try to match the New York Knicks, who came from behind to win game one at Madison Square Garden yesterday in the other half of the bracket against the Detroit Pistons. Cleveland will be the final Eastern Conference Series that will begin tonight against the Miami Heat. OKC obliterated Memphis. Basically beat them by 50 in game one today.
And so if you are Orlando, you got to be so disappointed. We kept their big guns in check. But what happens? The other guys, the ancillary guys come out and kill us.
Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis are 12 for 38 from the floor, 0 for 9 from 3, and the Celtics lead by 17. Dangerous moments for Orlando. They can get to, I don't even know if they're getting to 100 here in game one. The Celtics already sitting at 86. Banchero switches to the right hand. Tatum on him. Banchero step back. Free throw line jumper is good. This dude is going to become a pain in your neck over the next week and a half. 28-10 for Banchero. 86-71. Tatum switches to the left hand, push pass from Pritchard, pretty good look, 3 in the air, got it. And Peyton Pritchard doing in game one what he has done all year long. He has 4 of 5 from distance.
That dude locked and loaded.
89-71. Celtics inching away here in game one. Banchero pulling up on Horford. He gets to 18 feet. His jumper is good. When Banchero is comfortable enough taking that shot from 3, then you're really going to have something. Just like the guy he's guarding, his fellow Dookie Jason Tatum right now. Tatum shakes off Banchero, stumbles backwards. Tatum has room, launches the 3. It's no good, back iron. And the rebound for Wendell Carter. Jason Tatum now 0 for 6 from 3. Wagner down the right side. Pump fake goes off the glass too hard. He missed a layup. Rebound deflected out to Al Horford. Celtics have a 4-on-2. Pritchard racing past Carter. Bounce pass into the corner. Hauser over the shoulder. Pritchard 3. No good. Back iron to the rebound. Stolen by Tatum, but he can't come up with it. It's loose on the floor. Who's going to get it? Hauser dives. So does Joseph. Orlando has it. Banchero steps into the front court and gets blocked by Al Horford, who's waiting for him the whole time. But Horford throws away the outlet because of a foul.
Wow. This defense, man, every time Orlando has had an opportunity, they sniff it out.
Look up at Orlando, 73 points with 8:39 to go realistically. There's no way they're getting to 100. Maybe 95, 96 at best. And the Celtics closing in here, up by 16 with 8:33 to go. Old school 90s NBA. Tatum catches, drive, went in for the slam. He got fouled at the rim. Tatum takes a tough tumble into the stanchion. Now Horford is the first one there. Tatum is hurt. Tatum is lifting his right leg in the air and sort of slamming it on the ground. He took a tough tumble. His hands are up around his head as he's lying on his back.
Hope he did not try to brace himself with that wrist.
This comes with 8:28 to go in game one. Tatum went in for a dunk and got fouled. Best case, he just had the wind knocked out of him. Entire Celtics medical staff emptying the bench, running to the other end of the floor where Tatum is.
Well, each time he goes in and tries to get a dunk and now holding that wrist.
Yeah, he is holding on with his left hand. He's holding on to his right wrist. You hear the crowd chanting MVP. Tatum is up. Walking right to the free throw line. Now walking back. Let's see if he's going to come back to the bench.
Willis Reed is up. He's up now.
Ruling on the floor is a foul on Caldwell Pope. The play is under review to see if it meets the criteria for a flagrant foul.
And Celtic fans could care less if the foul gets upgraded. They need the health of their MVP candidate upgraded. Yep, his hands hit the ground first. Cardinal sin is putting your hands out, but he was falling not on his back but on his front. And I think Wendell Carter took the swipe at him that knocked him off balance. Tatum is flexing the fingers on his right hand, talking to Derek White, wincing a little bit as he walks back to the bench. And a moment like this, Max, makes you realize we began the day talking about repeating in Celtics history.
No question.
And Tiny Archibald and you and Kevin Garnett and injuries that have derailed Celtics teams that thought they could win the championship. John Havlicek in 73. And then you see Tatum go down. I'm not sure this is going to be a flagrant.
I don't think it was. I mean, As Kentavious Caldwell-Pope kind of pulls at his arm coming through. You want to call that.
Carter swatted, but he was swatting at the basketball.
Look at the back arm, though. When Caldwell-Pope pulled him, he didn't need to do that. That's not a natural basketball play. Look at the arm, and what he does, he finally
he pulls Tatum after making contact. So it wouldn't be shocking, but the shot on ABC, the signature one, is a slow-mo shot of Jason Tatum on the bench holding his right wrist with his left hand.
You know, they try to protect you, NBA players. Try to protect the product. During the 80s, no foul. Now, there's been a foul, but this shoe ain't been a flagrant. I got it. If you want to, don't believe me, just go back and look at the James Worthy smiling right now.
Somewhere Kurt Rambis is watching this too.
After review, the illegal contact by Pope and then the ensuing follow-through to a player in the air and vulnerable with a potential for injury is upgraded to a flagrant foul penalty 1.
Yeah. Exactly like we called it.
And make a note of this with 8:28 to go in game 1. But the flagrant foul and the upgrade of the call is said is irrelevant. It's the health of Jason Tatum. And why these early round series, why last year was so critical, the Celtics navigated their way through the first 3 rounds in 14 games to get to the finals. Tatum is staying in the game. He's going to the line. He's sort of practicing his free throw follow through. Remember, he has only been to the line once tonight. It was at the start of game 1, and he missed both free throws. And he misses here.
It's almost like that wrist is a little sore.
And as we've discussed many times, the hardest thing to do sometimes is shoot free throws with nobody on the lane because of the flagrant.
No, it's just such an unnatural act.
He missed them all. Missed all 4 free throws. First 2 of the game and the 2 here.
Well, the only good thing, you get the ball back.
Jason Tatum shot nearly 80% from the free throw line this year, 0 for 4 in game 1. Pritchard gets a screen from Tatum. Push pass for Al Horford. Now Derek White comes to get it. Derek White out of the wing against Wendell Carter. Right-hand dribble, driving strong into paint. Pulls up, flips it. No good. Front iron. Rebound Carter. 16 is the margin. 8:09 to go. Drew Holiday challenges Banchero in the backcourt, but he gets a screen to free himself. Cross-court, Caldwell-Pope shovels to Wendell Carter. He's going to attack Horford. Run it up with the right hand. No good. Tatum comes back, grabs his 12th rebound of game 1. Tatum 5 of 17 from the floor, 0 for 6 from 3, 0 for 4 from 3, but 12 rebounds. Al Horford moves it to Peyton Pritchard. Pritchard dribbling with the left hand, has Wendell Carter in front of him, switches to the left, attacks the paint, gets in deep, and scores off the glass. Carter just does not have the speed to stay in front of Peyton Pritchard.
6th man of the year, solidifying that puppy.
And the largest lead of game 1 for the Celtics, up by 18, 91-73. That vote, I think, is going to be Malik Beasley is going to get some consideration, but it's hard to see Pritchard not winning. Banchero against Tatum. Mid-block. Banchero turns. His jumper bounces out, but Tatum reached out and fouled him. And Banchero already with a 30-point game 1 will go to the line.
Well, if you one thing, if you are Orlando, you're looking and saying, well, they weren't able to stop our 2 top players. They were able to score the basketball. But where are we getting other scoring from in this game? Father Jr. coming out of this game, now you're looking for some more scoring. Isaac, I think, has been much better.
Banchero, 12 of 24, 4 of 6 from 3, and he had a bad year shooting threes. He set all 3 of his free throws, 31 and 10. The number 1 pick in the draft 3 years ago. OKC did okay at number 2 with Holmgren.
Yeah, Holmgren, pretty good player.
In time, that draft is going to look pretty good. Banchero, second free throw, bounces out. Al Horford grabs it off the rim. The Celtics have a 17-point lead with 7:09 to go. Still some work to do. Drew Holiday out of the left side. Gary Harris down in his defensive stance. Holiday zips an entry, trying to force it through 2 men. Bad pass by Holiday. He turns it over. Banchero into the front court, getting dogged by Pritchard. Banchero switches to the left hand, drives around him, scoops, and scores. Banchero has been spectacular here in game 1.
That was the Dr. J-like move.
Changed his decision in midair. (91-76). Tatum. They pull away from him, so he'll take the straightaway three, and finally, with a banged-up wrist, 2 hours into game one, he knocks down his first three.
And really didn't like that one coming off his fingertip.
94-76, Boston by 18, 6:15 to go in game one. Banchero, give me his last 4 playoff games in a second, steps to his left, misses the three. Tatum grabs his 13th rebound of game one. Midway through the fourth quarter right now, if you're syncing up with ABC. 6 minutes left. Boston by 18, 94-76. Tatum pressured by Jonathan Isaac. Left-hand dribble, stop and start. Gets to 10 feet, scoops it up, no good. And the rebound for Banchero, his 11th. Banchero into the front court. Horford slides his feet in front of him. Banchero pull up, 18-footer, swish. Oh, Banchero has been special. 35-11. Think about his last 4 playoff games. Drew Holiday, hounded by Harris. Tatum moves it right side to Al Horford. Boston by 16. Derek White, catch and shoot. Right side three is good. And the Magic just don't have the firepower to match this. 7th three of game one for Derek White. 97-78. Celtics have their largest lead. Orlando trading 2s for 3s. And the math is going against them. Wagner misses a floater. Rebound Derek White. And we're getting close to the finish line now with 5:03 to go in game one. Celtics looking to go up by 20. Derek White switches to the right hand, attacks the paint. He's in deep, scoops it off the glass, no good. The rebound for Caldwell Pope.
That's one of his easiest shots. He missed a little finger roll.
They've been 10 of 17 till that one. Banchero moves it in the corner. Isaac cranks up the three. Got it. But just the third of the second half. Celtics have made 9 threes in the second half. Orlando 3. Magic have to keep that number close. 16 is the margin with 4:28 to go. 97-81. Drew Holiday. Left-hand dribble. Loses Harris. Bounce pass in the paint to Al Horford for the easy 2.
Got that over to Al. And what Al likes to do is quickly get that ball up on the glass. Or if the defender messes with it, it's goaltending.
99-81. Al Horford and Peyton Pritchard, 8 of 11 combined.
Orlando has to pick the pace up here, you would think.
But they can't. They can't play that way. Banchero turns, kick out Wagner. Wagner, one dribble into the free throw line, runs it up and in with the right hand. Little floater is good. But again, Orlando trading 2 for 3. Margin is 16 right now, 99-83. Boston lead with 3:46 to go in game one.
Porzingis trying to get back in this game. And White.
Tatum attacks the paint, flips it out towards Pritchard. Pritchard, bounce pass back for Tatum on the wing against Wagner. Wagner hand in his face. Tatum, considering his options, hasn't put it to the floor yet. He's going to rise, force a 3, air ball. Another one. Tatum 1 for 8 from 3. And here's Banchero. A 35-point game one. And Jamal Mosley will call a timeout as he comes across half court. But time running short on an Orlando team that cannot score in bunches. 3:23 to go in game one. Boston 99, Orlando 83 on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
For 48 straight years, Ford F-Series have been the best-selling trucks in America. We got here by engineering breakthrough technology, redefining Built Ford Tough, and never settling for second best. But what's really made Ford F-Series the #1 selling trucks in America is you. Ford F-Series, Built Ford Tough. Based on 1977 to 2024 calendar year total sales.
This Easter dinner, treat your family to a tender, delicious roast. Right now, pick up beef large and ribeye roast bone-in or boneless New York strip roast for only $6.97 a pound. Limit 1. They're cut and tied in store. When you shop with the Shaw's app, you get amazing deals and earn points on every purchase. Short on time? Order free curbside pickup or get delivery. Roast sale ends soon. Happy Easter from Shaw's and Star Market, perfecting the art of fresh.
Hey, basketball fans, ready for the NBA playoffs? Get in on all the action throughout basketball's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an authorized gaming operator of the NBA. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Hope is here. Call 1-800-327-5050 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Massachusetts only. Existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days. In partnership with MGM Springfield. Play it smart from the start. Live chat at GameSenseMA.com.
Spring is in the air, and it's time to knock it out of the park with FindMassMoney.gov. Step up to the plate and see what unclaimed cash could be waiting for you. Here in Massachusetts, 1 in 10 people have unclaimed property from things like uncashed paychecks, refunds from overpaid bills, or forgotten savings accounts. FindMassMoney.gov is free, easy to use, and it only takes 30 seconds to search your name. Don't strike out. Instead, hit a grand slam and bring home a win for your wallet when you visit FindMassMoney.gov today. That's FindMassMoney.gov.
Celtics closing in on it. It was a rock fight. It was a game Orlando played the way they wanted to play it. But it's the Celtics who were up by 16 with 3:23 to go in a game one in which Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Kristaps Porzingis combined to go 13 of 42 from the floor, 1 of 12 from 3. And yet the Celtics were up by 16 with 3:23 to go.
Well, he said the movement been really good on the defensive end, and the other guys who stepped up and knocked down shots. Pritchard has been really good tonight, 19 points. Derek White, 30 points tonight. Drew Holiday, and although Tatum has had a hell of an offensive game, he has a double number over there, 13 rebounds for this team.
Holiday made timely plays in this game. Like significant plays. Funny how Drew Holiday would make timely plays in a playoff game when they needed to be made. And here's the point about Jason Tatum. Depends if you know the game or not. People are going to talk, oh, Jason Tatum, he only went 1 for 8. He only went 6 of 20 from 3. He got 13 rebounds. He had 4 assists. And by the way, the top plus-minus player in game one, Jason Tatum. Celtics plus 22 when he's been on the floor, minus 6 in the few minutes he was out.
Well, Jaylen Brown came back in this game, but he didn't.
Franz Wagner fumbles the basketball, has it back against Jason Tatum. Wagner turns the corner, scoops it with the right hand, and scores. Tough bucket for Franz Wagner. We're at 99-85. Exactly 3 minutes to go right now if you're syncing up with ABC. Celtics by 14. 2:53, 2:52, 2:51 to go. Peyton Pritchard moves it to Tatum. Tatum against Franz Wagner. Left-hand dribble, driving strong, switching to the right hand and scoring off the window.
Too quick for him there, just drove, blasted right by Wagner. And again, you said if you're Orlando, you can't trade baskets here.
101-85. 2:29 to go. Driving, Banchero scoops it, no good. But they called a foul, and Banchero will get free throws.
Yeah, a minute ago, I saw Jaylen Brown at the scores table, but he didn't come back in the game. I'm not sure what happened.
Celtics led this game by 12 early. Then Orlando had a great second quarter. Magic led by as many as 3. They were up by 1 at halftime, but Celtics just ratcheted up the defense here in the second half. Banchero has been brilliant. His free throw gives him 36 points in game one. His last 4 playoff games, 39-8, 27-8, 38-16 in game 7 at Cleveland last year. Now has 36-11 with another free throw coming right here. But the Magic just don't have the offensive firepower when they have to score in bunches. He finally misses a free throw. We're at 101-86. Celtics by 15 with 2:21 to go.
Tatum with 14 rebounds.
The Celtics closed that gap. Remember, they got pushed around in the glass in the first part of this game. But now we're even, 40 rebounds apiece. Bounce pass into the hands of Drew Holiday. Holiday left-hand dribble inside the free throw line. Exposed the ball, slapped away from him, out of bounds, off Holiday. So Drew Holiday commits another turnover, but Magic just running out of time here, down 15 with 2:02 to go.
Drew Holiday normally brings that ball into his body, doesn't expose it.
Just saying about the Magic not playing with urgency. Remember the Super Bowl, the Donovan McNabb Super Bowl against the Patriots when they were just playing like they had all this time left? Wagner pull up 18-footer, no good. Clock here with 145, 144, 143 to go. Boston up by 15. Derek White puts it in the hands of Tatum against Banchero.
Last call for Tatum, about to come out of this game.
Tatum dribbling between his legs, ducks the shoulder, gets to the dotted line. Here's the step back force, and that's the one he hits. Go figure. 103-86, 17 points, 14 rebounds for Tatum in game one. Wagner for Banchero, down to 1:15 to go. Banchero fumbles the basketball, knocked away by Holiday, but they're going to call a foul. Celtics had a foul to give here with 74 seconds left, but that will give Joe Missoula a chance to get the starters out of the game. Wasn't easy, wasn't supposed to be easy. Magic played the way they wanted to play for a couple of quarters in this game, but the most disheartening thing for Orlando for the 2.5 days now until game two is the fact that they played their game and they got beaten at their own game.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, and you think about, is Porzingis going to continue to not have a good game offensively? Brown was early in the game, got some points, got some things going. But for the most part, it was the other guys.
Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis shot below 30% in this game. And the Celtics are going to win it easily. Got a Gogo Batazzi sighting here and a turnover by Black, but it's picked off the floor, saved by Batazzi. He'll kick out to the corner. Houston misses a three. And the rebound belongs to the G League MVP, J.D. Davison, as we go into minute 48. Everybody standing here to celebrate a day that wasn't as much fun as I think people thought it was going to be because it was a rock fight. This is what happens when you play against Orlando. Peyton Pritchard had some big minutes in this game. Throws out to Davison. His three is no good, wide left. De Silva will get some playoff minutes here. His lead pass misses Houston. He can't save it from going out of bounds. Torrey Craig has got it. Celtics normally do not shoot in this situation as we go under 30 seconds to go. The Celtics have passed their first test. That's some memorable game ones. And the overtime game against Milwaukee in 2018. Beat Indiana in 2019 on the Sunday afternoon game one. A series they ended up sweeping on Easter Sunday in Indianapolis. In 2019, the final seconds will tick off the clock. The Celtics take Orlando's best shot in the second quarter, and in the second half beat them at their very own game. And the Celtics strike first. They win game one by a final of 103-86. Back with more on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
Some vehicles are simply made. Cadillac vehicles are made to be iconic. And whether that's being made to be vibrant in an all-electric Lyriq, made to be epic in a luxurious Escalade, or made to be thrilling with the dynamic performance of CT4 and CT5, Cadillac is always made to be bold. This is Cedric Maxwell, and I can tell you that icons aren't just born, they're made. Visit your New England Cadillac dealer, the exclusive luxury vehicle of the 18-time world champion Boston Celtics. And me, Cedric.
Hey, sports fans. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Toronto Sports Insider during the Playoff Pulse. Our mission is simple, bringing sports fans together to hang out, cheer, and change the world one insider at a time while supporting SickKids Hospital in Toronto every single game.
Cheers, insiders and sports fans from around the world. The Playoff Pulse campaign on Toronto Sports Insider is uniting fans worldwide through the thrill of NHL and NBA playoffs. Every game, every fan, every moment counts. The link is pinned in the chat and in the description. Check out our campaign page. Donate if you can, or share it with friends. Holy Mackinac! Every click helps sick kids heal the future. Just by being here, you have already made an impact. Now, chat it up, keep it classy, and let's keep changing the world one insider at a time.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is TSI Mike, and now that we've got your attention, we're bringing you every single game of the NBA and NHL playoffs while supporting SickKids Hospital in Toronto through our Playoff Pulse campaign. Let's grow our global community. Hit that subscribe button, turn on that bell, and join the action.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Joe Bowen here, voice of the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Playoff Pulse on Toronto Sports Insider is all about playoff thrills and making a difference, with 100% of Leaf playoff stream revenue going directly to SickKids for their life-saving treatments and research. We're aiming for 100,000 insiders to boost our impact. So subscribe now and be a part of this incredible movement. Holy Mackinac! Let's show SickKids Hospital we're here for them. Join us today.
Hey you, yeah you, Easton Cowan, Leafs prospect here. I'm loving these Playoff Pulse live hangouts. Subscribe and turn on the bell to catch every game. Keep the chat buzzing and let's cheer for SickKids together. See you in the chat.
Hey sports fans, it's TSI Mike, and we're uniting fans worldwide with the NHL and NBA playoff action while supporting SickKids Hospital right here in Toronto. Click the live viewer.
Sports Hub, we use Ramp. Ramp is a corporate card that automates away your entire expense process. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt matching, categorization, approvals, you name it. Over 30,000 businesses, including yours truly, trusts Ramp. So visit ramp.com/hub to learn more.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
For the best deal on tires, head to Town Fair Tire. We beat every competitor every day on every tire. Tire dealers, we beat them. Clubs, we beat them. Online prices, we beat them. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire. With over 30 TVs plus wings, burgers, and beers served by the Hooters girls, there's no better place to watch the C's playoff games than your local Hooters. Don't miss a minute of the action. Get to Hooters in Saugus, Dedham, West Springfield, or Shrewsbury tonight. Hooters makes you happy.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter with high-tech features and excellent reliability. Check out the Honda Civic, Accord, or HR-V. For a limited time, well-qualified buyers can get a 4.99% APR on a 2025 Civic or a 3.99% APR on a 2025 Accord or HR-V.
See dealer for financing details. Exclude Civic Si and Type R.
You ready for the Celtics season? Yeah.
If you want your kids to love something,
big game for the Celtics tonight.
It's important to start them young. That's why Amica Insurance and the Celtics Shamrock Foundation are teaming up to improve access to early childhood education across New England so that the next generation gets the start they deserve. Amica Insurance is a proud sponsor of the 18-time world champion Boston Celtics.
As your warm weather fun gets into full swing, Shaw's and Star Market is saving you time and money. Just download the Shaw's Deals and Delivery app to do your grocery shopping online. Right now, you'll get $30 off your first online order over $75. That's right, use the code SAVE30 and enjoy $30 off your first order. Plus, free curbside pickup or delivery right to your door will be ready in as soon as 30 minutes. Shaw's and Star Market. Save time. Shop online.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mumbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop-beep-bop, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
So, Celtics lead is 11. First possession of the fourth quarter. Derek White Into the front court, gets the Horford screen. Slides to his right, returns to the Horford straight away. Back to Derek White. He's got a good look. Right side three is good. They just did not get out of him. They've been trying to deny Derek White threes, and they have not been doing it very well. And Derek White, as a result, makes 7 threes in game number 1. He gets the ABC walk-off post-game interview. A 30-point game 1 for Derek White. Celtics beat the Orlando Magic 103-86 to take the 1-0 lead in this best-of-7 Eastern Conference quarterfinals. Celtics hold home court in game number 1. Our hardest-working player of the game brought to you by Bosch Power Tools, engineered for efficiency, comfort, and ease. Bosch Power Tools, built to keep workers going at full strength. Bosch Power Tools, what hard workers deserve. Drew Holiday wasn't the only one that made little tight plays that made a difference. I thought, Peyton Pritchard knocked down his shots and he scored 19 points, but he made a lot of those little plays too.
Yeah, he was really good. I mean, talking about timely plays, knocking down shots, was very effective knocking down the shots on the run when Orlando got a little closer, and he was a difference maker because what we talked about Cole Anthony, what Cole Anthony was going to do today. He wasn't as effective. And I'm not sure why they didn't play him as much. But he wasn't as effective as when you watch Pritchard knock down shot and be very, very aggressive on both ends of the floor.
Thanks to Kelly's Roast Beef for their generosity, donating to One Mission, helping kids fight cancer for every 3 the Celtics make. Kelly's Roast Beef, home of the original 3-way, proud to be local, always original. Orlando has to keep the 3-pointers close. 7 threes apiece in the first half between Boston and Orlando. In the second half, Celtics made 9, Orlando made 3, and that was a huge part of the story as the Celtics did what they needed to do. You knew they were going to shoot a good percentage. They did not get the high volume of it. That's what makes it so interesting. The Celtics averaged 48 three attempts a game, and they made their 16 threes today, even though they only got 37 attempts. And when they finally got some of those 2-point shots to go, which they weren't in the first half, Orlando had no answer.
Orlando didn't have the answer, and again, we talked about guys who weren't involved in the game. As well as Orlando played, and this game was a lot tighter than I thought. Orlando got back in this game, Celtics kind of ran away with it, and then Orlando got back in it, took the lead. But what they did not stop was those other guys. If you talk about White knocking down shots, he was so effective. Drew got some timely shots. But, look at Tatum. Tatum wasn't really good tonight or great, but he was good on the boards. He was able to hit the glass. And just as good was Peyton Pritchard, who knocked down some shots. That was crazy.
And you said other guys. How about 10 for 30 from the floor for 27 points? That's what everybody else on the Orlando Magic did besides Wagner and Banchero today in Game 1.
And you can't win that way. I mean, when you're playing a team like the Celtics, I don't care. You have to have more people on deck. Like I said, Carter, who was they're looking for him to score the basketball. I think he only ended up with 2 points tonight.
He had 4, but Porzingis only had 5. But I think there's a lot of disconcerting things for Orlando. Not the number one being that the Celtics essentially beat them at their own physical defensive game, but the fact that Banchero and Wagner outscored Tatum and Brown 59-33, and Orlando loses by 17. That's difficult to overcome.
Yeah, difficult to move in, and let's give the Celtics fans also the beauty of this. The other thing that happened in this game, the fact that Jaylen Brown moved well early in the game. He didn't get a lot of shots to go, but was aggressive and moved well enough to get some things going and made you very happy about watching them play.
Celtics playoff basketball brought to you by Amica, the exclusive auto, home, life insurance partner of the Celtics, and the chase for Banner 19 continues. Make sure you visit Amica.com today to get a quote on award-winning insurance. All right. I think from the Celtics standpoint, offensively, they can be better. They can be more efficient. Yes. They're seeing 103 on the Boston side. You got to feel like, hey, that's pretty good. We got a chance here. But the Celtics, remember, were a team that
if you look at 86,
therein lies the problem. The Celtics averaged 116 a game in the regular season.
I got to see who wrote that. Was it Shakespeare?
The first one that came up with therein lies the problem. But
maybe it was your wife. Hey, did you use that line? Therein lies the problem.
It's Max's new favorite.
Okay, never mind.
All right. We'll figure out where he came from. I must have been influenced somewhere else. Celtics win Game 1 here, and again, it's a long time. 75 hours is a long time until game number 2. For a game the Celtics trailed at half, if you're the Orlando Magic, you're in that locker room at halftime, you're feeling great about the way it's going.
Yeah, you really are. The fact that you've taken the lead, you feel like, here's the thing you say, we've taken their best shot. And then you look up and you're going, we lost by 17. Well, we didn't take their second best shot.
And you know Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis are not going 15 for 44 again.
No.
And 1 for 12 from 3.
That is a problem that Orlando is going to look at going, we did that. But if those other guys start scoring, where are we going to go from there?
Plenty of time to overanalyze it. That's what's going to happen when you have 75 hours between Game 1 and Game 2. 6:30 start on the network Wednesday. Then at 7 o'clock, we'll have Game 2 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals from here at the Garden. Celtics win Game 1. They beat the Magic 103-86. We will talk to you on Wednesday night. In the meantime, plenty to talk about for Matt McCarthy. Worry not. We got Walker Buehler going tomorrow, man. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Sean Grandy, with the way the Red Sox lost today, but I appreciate you looking out for me. Celtics pick up a win, and with that win, Piantadosi will be donating another $109. Throughout the playoffs, Piantadosi is donating $109 for every Celtics win and 1,000 pounds of bread to Bread for Life in Malden. You can find their famous French bread, rolls, and subs at your local grocery store. Celtics with a win 103-86. They shot 45% from the field, 16 for 37 from 3. 30 points for Derek White to lead the way for Boston as they take a 1-0 series lead with Game 2 set for Wednesday night. It's now time for our Lexus amazing play of the game.
Jalen, a couple of pump fakes. He's going to step into the mid-block, and his 14-footer bounces out. Pritchard keeps the rebound alive, swatting it to Tatum, who shovels out to Jalen Brown and ducks the shoulder. Drive strong, two-hand slam. Peyton Pritchard is creating havoc.
Pritchard inside out just kept that basketball alive.
That's what you want to see, Jalen Brown flying through the air. The concerns about the knee, no doubt, are certainly going to persist throughout the playoffs, but tonight was a decent start for him. We should note, though, that Brown did not play in the fourth quarter, not that the Celtics necessarily needed him to. That is tonight's Lexus Amazing Play of the Game, brought to you by the Lexus TX. Whether you're the passenger princess, a new set of twins, or even the family dog, everyone travels in luxurious comfort in the Lexus TX. Celtics win Game 1, 103-86 against the Magic. We'll wrap it next on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
The NFL Draft is coming, and the place for the latest information is SiriusXM NFL Radio.
This guy's decision-making is impressive.
Our experts will tell you what your team needs.
They've got to get better around Geno Smith.
And which players will make an impact.
Cleveland, they might already say the number one's going to be Ward, so we got to be prepared. Who do we like it to the most?
SiriusXM NFL Radio gets you ready for the NFL Draft on Channel 88 in the car and on the SiriusXM app.
For the best basketball talk every afternoon, don't miss Justin Termini and NBA legend Eddie Johnson on SiriusXM NBA Radio.
If you don't play as a team, you can't win.
They have too much talent, and now it's starting to show.
They're breaking down the top stories in the NBA and talking to the biggest names in the league.
It's Magic Johnson.
We've always been about winning championships.
Catch NBA Today with Justin Termini and Eddie Johnson. Weekday afternoons from 4 to 7 Eastern. Only on NBA Radio Channel 86 and the SiriusXM app.
The temperature is rising. The flowers are blooming. And Happy Radio is here to make your days even brighter. Playing nothing but feel-good hits to put a pep in your step. Listen to our collection of Happy Radio channels anytime at home with the SiriusXM app on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
Hello, it's me, Katie Nolan, host of Casuals on the SiriusXM Podcast Network. It's a podcast for people who like sports a normal amount. Every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm joined by some of the biggest names in sports and entertainment to break down our favorite news stories from the sports world and beyond. It really doesn't matter what level of sports fandom or knowledge you have, just bring what you've got. We're all here to have fun and learn together. No judgments. You can find Casuals on the SiriusXM app, Pandora, or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow the show so you never miss an episode. Love you. Mean it.
Hey, this is Brian Geltzeiler. Wake up early with me in 2007 NBA Coach of the Year Sam Mitchell every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern as we break down everything NBA on Channel 86.
Pritchard gets a Tatum screen, puts it in the hands of Holiday, bounce pass to the cutter. Tatum scoops it up, no good. Offensive rebound, Jalen Brown will kick back out toward open Drew Holiday, and his three is right down the middle.
Jalen Brown's second chance opportunity now.
Celtics working the boards and getting a Drew Holiday three-pointer. This is best, and he certainly was today. That's our connection of the game. Powered by Comcast Business. Comcast Business helps turn today's small businesses into engines of modern business, powering possibilities. Celtics beat the Magic in Game 1, 103-86, and it was all about the backcourt in this one. On a night where the Celtics stars didn't really impact the game in a big way, the role players delivered. Brown, Tatum, and Porzingis went 15 for 44 and 1 for 12 from 3, and the Celtics backcourt, led in part by Drew Holiday, found a way to balance that out and then some. Only 9 points for Holiday, but he was a plus 15, hit 3 3-pointers. Big moments in the third quarter, which is where this game changed for the Celtics. They outscored the Magic 30-18 in the third. Good defense, good offense from Drew Holiday in the third, and the Celtics pull away and win this one. They actually trailed the Magic by 1 point at the half, as much as 3 in the first half, and they were the much better team in the second half today, and it was all because of the backcourt. Our player of the game is presented by Charles D. Sheehy. For over 70 years, Charles D. Sheehy has been your local leader for pipe, valves, and fittings. CDS can offer you the solutions you need to keep your project moving, and let me tell you, this is an easy one.
Drew Holiday into the front court. Hand off Derek White. Pretty good look. Left side three. Score it. Ooh. And the foul.
They like that play. But, you know, Sean, I'm telling you, if you look at this play again, this handoff, is this an illegal pick right there? Comes across, hits him with the body.
Derek White was all over this game. 30 points. It was a team-high 30 points, trailing only Paolo Banchero, who had 36 in the game, but White was excellent. 10 of 18 from the field, 7 of 12 from 3 for a team that defends the 3 very well. The Magic had no answer for Derek White in this one. He was a plus 7. They also had no answer for Peyton Pritchard.
Wendell Carter doesn't look at the rim. Hand to Caleb Houston. He turns the corner. Blocked from behind. Sam Hauser got his hand on that. And loose ball gobbled up by Horford, who races into the front court. Lead for Pritchard. Pull up. 3. Got it.
Man, that's solid. That is solid. And you know you don't give credit to here Hauser for coming up with that block on the backside, getting the ball to Al. Al leading the break. Pritchard being the recipient.
Peyton Pritchard adding 19 off the bench for the C's, 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 6 from deep, 25 points. He was a plus 13. The Magic have nobody on their bench to match that. Again, Pritchard, huge impact on this game for the Celtics, who dominated with the backcourt and pick up a 103-86 victory over the Magic in Game 1. Celtics shot 45% from the field, 16 for 37 from 3. The Magic held to 42% from the field. They went 10 of 27 from deep. Rounding out the rest of the box score for the C's, Jason Tatum, 8 of 22 from the field, 1 of 8 from deep. He was a plus 23 in the game. He added 14 rebounds, but 17 points for Tatum. Kristaps Porzingis, a quiet game for him, 1 for 8 from the field, 5 points for Porzingis. Jaylen Brown adding 16, 6 of 14 from the field. He was a plus 11. A lot to talk about with the way he looked. My eyes, decent. Moved around all right for Jaylen Brown, which is what you want to see coming off the knee injury. For the Magic, Paolo Banchero, the story in this one, he was excellent. 36 and 11, 14 for 27 from the field, 4 of 7 from deep. Franz Wagner with 23 points, and then nobody else of any note for the Magic. It was those two players, and that was it. They do not have the horses to keep up with the Celtics in this series, and it showed. The Celtics role players contributed in a massive way. The Magic role players nowhere to be found in this one. Some thank yous to hand out before we get out of here to our engineer at the Garden today, Tyler Knudsen, our producer, Matt Stenberg, the executive producer of Celtics basketball is Jeremy Conley. Our next broadcast is set for Wednesday night, Game 2, Celtics and Magic. Pre-game beginning at 6:30 here on the network with tip-off just after 7 o'clock. We certainly hope you join us then. If you're listening on our flagship station, 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston, we have extended Celtics postgame coming up next. Cerrone Battle will join me. We will break this game down. Phone lines open for you at 617-779-0985 if you're driving home from the Garden. A lot to talk about in this one. The physicality of the game, the way that Jaylen Brown looked, the performance of the Celtics backcourt. Jason Tatum getting banged up in this one as well. We will talk about that. Plenty to get into and plenty of room for you on the phone lines again at 617 779-0985 on 98.5 The Sports Hub in Boston or at the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. The final score for the final time tonight, the Boston Celtics 103, the Orlando Magic 86. The Celtics take a 1-0 lead in the best-of-7 first-round series. My name is Matt McCarthy. Thanks for spending some time with us tonight. We'll talk to you Wednesday night on the BetMGM 98.5 The Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network. So long, everybody.
This is Boston Celtics basketball.
Jalen forces it up over He tied it. He did it. Jalen Brown from the corner with 5.6 to go. Kick out, open. Tatum steps to his left. 3 in the air. Got it.
Big boy, step up at the right time, man.
The Celtics are brought to you by BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks and presenting sponsor of the Celtics Radio Network. Please bet responsibly. Amica Insurance, your New England Ford dealers, UMass Lowell, Cambridge Savings Bank, Comcast Business, Bosch Tools, Kelly's Roast Beef, Catches Law, your New England Chevy dealers, Live Nation, Gulf Oil, Charles D. Sheehy, and by Ticketmaster.
Pritchard shovel back to Porzingis. How about a trail 3? Got it. Boston by 14. Kyrie forces one out, blocked by Porzingis again. Pritchard, half court. It's in the air. He got it. He did it again. Peyton Pritchard did it again.
Also brought to you by Clinton Savings Bank, your Eastern Region Lexus dealers, VA New England, Town Fair Tire, FindMassMoney.gov, your New England Honda dealers, Corona, Valvoline Instant Oil Change, Shaw's and Star Market, RAM, Northeastern DeMoore McKim School of Business, Piantadosi Baking Company, your New England Cadillac dealers, and by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Confetti guns shooting green and white confetti and making the most beautiful blizzard you have ever seen. The Boston Celtics are world champions for the 18th time.
Celtics basketball is a presentation of the 98.5 The Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network.
The National Basketball Association on SiriusXM. For a full list of games and channels, go to SiriusXM.com.
And is another that no one has done since. He was in his first season as Leafs captain. When he did that, with a little help from his historic performance, he reached the 100-point plateau in the 75-76 campaign, recording 41 goals and 59 assists. He retired in 1985, and he was elected into the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1989. Daryl Sittler, a 10-point night, February 7th, 1976, for the Maple Leafs against Boston. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863. 7:10 p.m., Houston Astros take on the San Diego Padres. Astros on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 851. Padres on Internet 862. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 89. In the NBA playoffs, 3:30 p.m. Boston Celtics take on the Orlando Magic. Celtics on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 881. Magic on Sirius and XM channels 82, Internet 901. 7 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Miami Heat. Cavs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 885. Heat on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 895. 9:30 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Golden State Warriors. Rockets on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 890. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 889. In the NHL playoffs, 3 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 924. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m. Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 946. Senators on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 939. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Minnesota Wild. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 219, and Internet 949. Wild on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 933. In NCAA college baseball, 3 p.m. Mississippi State faces Florida on XM and Internet 374. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the RBC Heritage Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. 5 p.m., DC Defenders take on the San Antonio Brahmas on Sirius XM and Internet Channels 83. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM Channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863. 7:10 p.m., Houston Astros take on the San Diego Padres. Astros on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 851. Padres on Internet 862. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet Channels 89. In the NBA playoffs, 3:30 p.m. Boston Celtics take on the Orlando Magic. Celtics on Sirius and XM Channels 86, Internet 881. Magic on Sirius and XM Channels 82, Internet 901. 7 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Miami Heat. Cavs on Sirius and XM Channels 86, Internet 885. Heat on Sirius and XM Channels 81, Internet 895. 9:30 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Golden State Warriors. Rockets on Sirius and XM Channels 86, Internet 890. Warriors on Sirius and XM Channels 81, Internet 889. In the NHL playoffs, 3 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes on Sirius and XM Channels 91, Internet 924. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs on Sirius and XM Channels 167, Internet 946. Senators on Sirius and XM Channels 91, Internet 939. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Minnesota Wild. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 219, and Internet 949. Wild on Sirius and XM Channels 91, Internet 933. In NCAA college baseball, 3 p.m. Mississippi State faces Florida on XM and Internet 374. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the RBC Heritage Open on Sirius XM and Internet Channels 92. 5 p.m., DC Defenders take on the San Antonio Brahmas on Sirius XM and Internet Channels 83. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM Channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Mick Kern.
Hey, sports fans. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here on Toronto Sports Insider during the playoff pulse. Our mission is simple, bringing sports fans together to hang out, cheer, and change the world one insider at a time, while supporting SickKids Hospital in Toronto every single game.
Cheers, insiders and sports fans from around the world. The Playoff Pulse campaign on Toronto Sports Insider is uniting fans worldwide through the thrill of NHL and NBA playoffs. Every game, every fan, every moment counts. The link is pinned in the chat and in the description. Check out our campaign page. Donate if you can, or share it with friends. Holy Mackinac! Every click helps sick kids heal the future. Just by being here, you have already made an impact. Now, chat it up, keep it classy, and let's keep changing the world one insider at a time.
updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863.
Mad Dog Sports Radio has the best sports talk in the business, covering sports with a passion and knowledge you need. Mad Dog Sports Radio, Sirius XM 86, and the SXM app.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. Some odds and ends for you. August 6th, 2001, while playing for the Boston Red Sox, Scott Hatteberg of Moneyball fame lined into a triple play against the Texas Rangers during the fourth inning. His next at-bat was with none out in the sixth inning and the bases loaded. All Hatteberg did was take a Juan Marino pitch out of the park for his second career grand slam, in the process becoming the first player in Major League history to hit into a triple play, then follow that at-bat up with a grand slam. The Red Sox took the game 10-7. April 23rd, 1999, Chan Ho Park, the first major leaguer from South Korea, served up not one but two grand slams in the same inning, a major league first. Pitching for the Los Angeles Dodgers at home against the St. Louis Cardinals, Park gave up the two big hits in the third inning, and both times Cards third baseman Fernando Tatis did the damage. Tatis became the first major leaguer to accomplish this feat and set a new record with 8 RBI in the same inning. Not bad for a player who had never cleared the bases with a home run before in his major league career. St. Louis went on to win the game 12-5. Park was also on the mound when Barry Bonds of the San Francisco Giants hit his 71st home run of the season on October 5th, 2001. That round trip removed Bonds' past card slugger Mark McGwire for the most home runs in one season. For good measure, Park also served up Bonds' 72nd home run later that same game. Park last pitched in the majors in 2010 and recorded 124 wins. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. Sirius XM, Channel 89.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863. 7:10 p.m., Houston Astros take on the San Diego Padres. Astros on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 851. Padres on Internet 862. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 89. In the NBA playoffs, 3:30 p.m. Boston Celtics take on the Orlando Magic. Celtics on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 881. Magic on Sirius and XM channels 82, Internet 901. 7 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Miami Heat. Cavs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 885. Heat on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 895. 9:30 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Golden State Warriors. Rockets on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 890. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 889. In the NHL playoffs, 3 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 924. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 946. Senators on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 939. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Minnesota Wild. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 219, and Internet 949. Wild on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 933. In NCAA college baseball, 3 p.m. Mississippi State faces Florida on XM and Internet 374. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the RBC Heritage Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. 5 p.m., DC Defenders take on the San Antonio Brahmas on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863. 7:10 p.m., Houston Astros take on the San Diego Padres. Astros on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 851. Padres on Internet 862. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 89. In the NBA playoffs, 3:30 p.m. Boston Celtics take on the Orlando Magic. Celtics on Sirius XM channels 86 Internet 881. Magic on Sirius XM channels 82 Internet 901. 7 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Miami Heat. Cavs on Sirius XM channels 86 Internet 885. Heat on Sirius XM channels 81 Internet 895. 9:30 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Golden State Warriors. Rockets on Sirius XM channels 86 Internet 890. Warriors on Sirius XM channels 81 Internet 889. In the NHL playoffs, 3 p.m. Carolina Hurricanes take on the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 924. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m. Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs on Sirius XM channels 167 Internet 946. Senators on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 939. 10 p.m. Vegas Golden Knights face the Minnesota Wild. Knights on Sirius 209 XM 219 and Internet 949. Wild on Sirius XM channels 91 Internet 933. In NCAA college baseball, 3 p.m. Mississippi State faces Florida on XM and Internet 374. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the RBC Heritage Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. 5 p.m., DC Defenders take on the San Antonio Brahmas on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863.
On the court and off, your home for the NBA is SiriusXM. Follow all the drama as your favorite team vies for it all. SiriusXM NBA Radio. SiriusXM 86.
For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton. Northern Dancer was a champion racehorse in the mid-60s. The Canadian-bred Bay Stallion was the North American 3-year-old champion horse of the year after winning 2/3 of the American Triple Crown. His win at the Kentucky Derby was set in a record fashion of 2 minutes flat, a number that stood till 1973 when Secretariat would beat it. Northern Dancer went on to win the Preakness, but fell short of the Triple Crown when he placed third in the final leg. He would head on to Canada and win the last race of his career, the Queen's Plate, the first leg of Canada's Triple Crown. However, after a great effort, tenderness in his front left leg would end his career. Now, all those racing accomplishments may have been the least of his influence, though. The Stallion went on to become the greatest sire of his time. His penchant for delivering stakes champions made him the first one to demand $1 million stud fee in the world. From 1974 to 1988, his offspring led the Keeneland July selected yearly sale, amassing over $160 million in sales. More than 1,000 stake races have been won by horses that were connected to him in some capacity before he died in 1990. Northern Dancer, a champion on the racetrack, his legacy continues to live on. For SiriusXM Sports, I'm Ryan Payton.
SiriusXM NFL Radio Channel 88 brings you expert analysis from former players, coaches, and executives, plus reaction to all the latest news on the only 24/7 station dedicated to the National Football League.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your SiriusXM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863. 7:10 p.m., Houston Astros take on the San Diego Padres. Astros on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 851. Padres on Internet 862. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 89. In the NBA playoffs, 3:30 p.m. Boston Celtics take on the Orlando Magic. Celtics on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 881. Magic on Sirius and XM channels 82, Internet 901. 7 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Miami Heat. Cavs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 885. Heat on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 895. 9:30 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Golden State Warriors. Rockets on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 890. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 889. In the NHL playoffs, 3 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 924. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 946. Senators on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 939. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Minnesota Wild. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 219, and Internet 949. Wild on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 933. In NCAA college baseball, 3 p.m. Mississippi State faces Florida on XM and Internet 374. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the RBC Heritage Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. 5 p.m., DC Defenders take on the San Antonio Brahmas on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863. 7:10 p.m., Houston Astros take on the San Diego Padres. Astros on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 851. Padres on Internet 862. National Feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 89. In the NBA playoffs, 3:30 p.m. Boston Celtics take on the Orlando Magic. Celtics on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 881. Magic on Sirius and XM channels 82, Internet 901. 7 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Miami Heat. Cavs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 885. Heat on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 895. 9:30 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Golden State Warriors. Rockets on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 890. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 889. In the NHL playoffs, 3 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 924. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 946. Senators on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 939. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Minnesota Wild. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 219, and Internet 949. Wild on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 933. In NCAA college baseball, 3 p.m. Mississippi State faces Florida on XM and Internet 374. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the RBC Heritage Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. 5 p.m., DC Defenders take on the San Antonio Brahmas on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863.
Follow every second of the action on NHL Network Radio. From behind the bench to every play on the ice. If it's hockey, it's on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. SiriusXM 91.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. October 17th, 1989. Game 3 of the World Series. It pitted the Bay Neighbors against each other for the first time. The San Francisco Giants, led by Kevin Mitchell and Will Clark, against the Oakland A's, led by the Bash brothers, Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco. It was the fourth time these two franchises met up in the Fall Classic, but the first time with both teams located on the West Coast. The first two games this time around were won convincingly by the A's. The Giants returned home to Candlestick Park, looking to get back into the series. The pitching matchup for the pivotal Game 3 pitted 12-11 Don Robinson against 17-8 Bob Welsh. That pitching matchup never took place. At 5:04 p.m. local time, mere minutes before the game got underway, a 6.9 earthquake struck, rippling through the Bay Area for 15 seconds. As word got out about the extent of damage throughout the area and the news that there were casualties, baseball was put on hold. Once it was clear that Candlestick was fine, Game 3 got underway 10 days later. The A's were able to go back to their aces, Dave Stewart and Mike Moore, and swept the Giants, the first World Series sweep since the Reds beat the Yankees 4 straight back in 1976. On the strength of 2 wins, Stewart was selected as the series' most outstanding player. The 10-day delay between games was the longest in series history, and that final game on October 28th was the latest the World Series had gone up to that point in baseball history. For It Happened in Baseball, I'm Mick Kern.
Hear it all on demand. Your favorite shows, your favorite games. Don't miss a second of your favorite SiriusXM programming on demand with the SiriusXM app. Download it now for free.
I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863. 7:10 p.m., Houston Astros take on the San Diego Padres. Astros on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 851. Padres on Internet 862. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 89. In the NBA playoffs, 3:30 p.m. Boston Celtics take on the Orlando Magic. Celtics on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 881. Magic on Sirius and XM channels 82, Internet 901. 7 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Miami Heat. Cavs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 885. Heat on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 895. 9:30 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Golden State Warriors. Rockets on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 890. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 889. In the NHL playoffs, 3 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 924. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m., Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 946. Senators on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 939. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Minnesota Wild. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 219, and Internet 949. Wild on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 933. In NCAA college baseball, 3 p.m. Mississippi State faces Florida on XM and Internet 374. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the RBC Heritage Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. 5 p.m., DC Defenders take on the San Antonio Brahmas on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863. 7:10 p.m., Houston Astros take on the San Diego Padres. Astros on Sirius 208, XM 175, and Internet 851. Padres on Internet 862. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 89. In the NBA playoffs, 3:30 p.m. Boston Celtics take on the Orlando Magic. Celtics on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 881. Magic on Sirius and XM channels 82, Internet 901. 7 p.m. Cleveland Cavaliers take on the Miami Heat. Cavs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 885. Heat on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 895. 9:30 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Golden State Warriors. Rockets on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 890. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 81, Internet 889. In the NHL playoffs, 3 p.m., Carolina Hurricanes take on the New Jersey Devils. Hurricanes on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 924. Devils on Internet 936. 7 p.m. Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Ottawa Senators. Maple Leafs on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 946. Senators on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 939. 10 p.m., Vegas Golden Knights face the Minnesota Wild. Knights on Sirius 209, XM 219, and Internet 949. Wild on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 933. In NCAA college baseball, 3 p.m. Mississippi State faces Florida on XM and Internet 374. On the PGA Tour at 1 p.m., catch full coverage of the RBC Heritage Open on Sirius XM and Internet channels 92. 5 p.m., DC Defenders take on the San Antonio Brahmas on Sirius XM and Internet channels 83. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Sunday, April the 20th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In Major League Baseball, 4:07 p.m., LA Angels taking the San Francisco Giants. Angels on Sirius and XM channels 89, Internet 853, Giants on Internet 863.
The PGA Tour comes to life on SiriusXM. It's your destination for everything on the tour. Hear live, hole-by-hole coverage and expert